Bitch.
Hey.
So we're good to go?
Yes, we will be beginning the intro momentarily. Just want to make sure everybody's here.
Everybody except Kyle is, I believe.
Yeah, he's getting his hair cut or he's at the salon or some shit. Alright, before Johnny does his thing, this is episode 6, Princes of the Apocalypse. Let's try that again. Hey everybody, this is episode 6, Princes of the Apocalypse campaign here D&D on Twitch, and we are on Fantasy Grounds. I will be handing this over to the DM. Go for it, sir.
Actually, we will be doing the intro a little bit different today in an attempt to help you guys catch clues and me see what you're not catching. So, Ilmac will be giving us the recap from last week as Ilmac saw it. But actually, first, Brian, Sarah, y'all are there, correct?
I am here. Let me see if Brian has his headset. Hang on. Nope, his headset is hanging on his desk. He's upstairs somewhere.
Okay, we'll give it a minute until he gets back.
Just to confirm, the very start of last week was we were on our way back to town when all hell broke loose, right?
You were indeed on your way back to town from the ass whooping you took in the caves.
Right.
And the episode essentially began as you came to the outskirts.
Right. Okay, so...
Just a second. Wait, no, Brian.
Okay. So, I also lost a dog somewhere. Hang on one second. I'll be right back. Oh, alright. They're coming down now. Alright.
All right.
You're late.
Right.
Kyle's gonna be late.
Yes, Kyle will be a little late.
All right. Oh,
He has to be getting a scalp massage. Don't even ask.
So are we going to wait on Kyle, or...
No. He is later than he said he would be already.
Okay, so you want me to go ahead?
Sarah is back too, yes?
Yes, I am.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, and what we're doing, Brian, is this week for sure, and probably going forward, I will not be giving the recap. I'll be putting it in the hands of one of the players at my discretion. And then I will fill in bits that may not apply to that individual in an attempt to help the party better understand clues that I'm dropping and help me understand what clues y'all are not catching on to.
Okay. So now, do you want me to tell it strictly from Ilmac's point of view, or just everything that I know
Nope,
of?
strictly from Ilmac's point of view.
Okay. Alrighty. So, Ilmac was, oh no, he was carrying back. So we were all headed back to town. When we got close to the town, we saw smoke, or Ilmac saw smoke and fire, obviously, and sounds of battle coming from the town. So Ragnar took off in front of him, and he was just a couple steps behind him. And as soon as we got to the town, we saw these creatures, these praying mantis-looking creatures, or we saw one of them, should I say? And he was spitting acid everywhere and eating people. So of course, we took it upon ourselves to stop him immediately, which we did. And we also saw an unknown man at the time riding on a giant vulture. And he appeared to be he also appeared to be fighting off the creatures in an attempt to help the town. So after we fought off the first one, we the man landed and asked us were we friend or foe, and after an exchange of words, we figured out we had the same mutual interests, at least for the situation at hand. We then started picking up and treating wounded villagers. Um, that's when Ilmac decided to just check the immediate area to make sure nothing else was going on while his friends were treating the wounded. And as he went into the bar, he went into the back door and walked through the bar. Noticed there were many dead people inside, and it was curious to him as to why they were running out the front door when all the action was outside of the front door, but they were running out from the safety of the bar to outside where it wasn't safe, which was strange to him. So,
Just for a point of clarity on there, don't forget the entire south wall was obliterated by acid.
right. Um, so as Ilmac walked out of the front door, and he was coming around the corner to head back down the road where his allies were. He heard more screaming and sounds of battle, and evidently another creature had. He could hear where it was coming from, and it was coming from inside of a house where his allies were. And by the time he got there, he saw what had happened, and they had killed the creature, but it appeared that the creature had killed an innocent person, which had upset Ragnath because he evidently tried to stop that from happening, but it didn't work out so well. So that put a huge damper on the party, and there was a lot of party stress because of that. But after that, we gathered up the townsfolk. I should probably speed this up. After that, we gathered up the townsfolk, and we were, of course, getting them to let the other townsfolk know, it's relatively safe now. We had set up a meeting point at the shrine, and Ragnath and the Feathergale Knight had gone off to do some investigating. And when the Feathergale Knight returned, he informed Ilmac of the constable, his wife, and his men all being dead and tortured, obviously by some obviously by some intelligent entity. It wasn't the creatures that had done it because of they were very obviously tortured, and to our knowledge, the creatures weren't capable of that. The Feathergale Knight also mentioned it was very likely a group of Earth cultists because they had been known to employ these sorts of creatures. That would also explain the hole in the center of town. So after we gathered up all the townsfolk, we kept that part quiet amongst ourselves. We did not inform the townspeople that their constable, who was essentially their leader of sorts, was dead, and we didn't know why. But the townspeople were upset at us and basically told us to leave town, and they blamed us for it happening because we went to go deal with the necromancer rather than saving them. So we just obliged, and we got our group together and we left. Ilmac did very much want to check out the hole, but the party decided otherwise. They just decided to abandon the town completely. And as we were heading out, the group was trying to decide, the Feathergale Knight offered us lodgings at his spire, at his order's spire. Ragnath decided to head straight to the spire and split off from the group. And the rest of the group decided they were going to investigate these vultures that were reported to us by the Feathergale Knight. And we were going to go check that out because they were flying over this particular area. When we got to the area, we discovered some small battle of sorts had to have taken place, being that there were dead soldiers uh, sprawled across the field. And we climbed up to the top of the hill.
Just a second. Let me give a point of clarity on that as well. When you got there, they were actually you were only able to see 2 bodies initially, and they looked to be more bandits than soldiers. And the further search revealed that there were a total of 5, all of which appeared to be bandits.
Okay. So so there was that, and we noticed 3 graves that had rocks on the top of them, I believe. So we decided to dig up the graves. At the bottom of the first grave, we found out that it was a mass grave, I believe. And turning over all the bodies, nobody had anything on them in particular except the very last body at the very bottom of the grave. When we moved that out of the way, there was a brown mask at the bottom of the grave. So Ilmac took it, and climbed up, climbed out of the grave. And being that it was so strange that this particular mask, it was obvious it was put down there on purpose, but we're not sure why. So we decided to dig up the other graves to see if there were any clues that would help make sense of it. Dug up the second grave. There was a dwarven guy. There's a dwarf in there who had on this interesting looking armor, which I believe Crobagus took. Then there was another dwarf, and she was buried with an axe from what was the name of the military unit?
I think they were the Mirabar guards.
Yep.
I have to look to be sure.
It is Mirabar Army.
Okay. So she was buried with an axe, from the Mirabar Army, and there was a third. I can't remember if there was a third person or if there was just the robe laying in there. But needless to say, we saw this interesting robe in the grave. It had feathers. It was supposed to be white, but obviously it's brown from all the dirt and stuff. And it had feathers. It had these really strange feathers on the shoulders of it. So we took that. And then, as I said, I believe Crobagus took the armor off of the dwarf, and we left pretty much everything else left in there. Climbed out of that grave, and then dug up the third one. In the third one, there was, I think, maybe 4 or 5 more axes in there. And I forgot what else was in there, if there was anything. But shortly after that, we climbed out of the grave, and I believe we ended the session pretty much right there. Oh, and I think we started to take a short rest, or did we set up camp?
Yeah, you set up camp for a long rest.
Okay. And yeah, I believe that was it. At least all the important parts, anyway.
All right, and then for Ragnar's part, he did go on indeed to go to the spire. Did not encounter any opposition on his way there. Was invited inside with the help of Greg and was given a room for the night. The only stipulation being that he not leave. So that pretty much covers the entirety of the recap there. Did anybody else want to add anything that they felt was important that Ilmac maybe did not emphasize?
I wrote down a bunch of stuff about the constable, how it was decapped and whatnot. Same with the librarian bro. Bladed weapons burned and that they were tortured. And the Earth cultists are apparently very good at setting up these sort of ambushes. And, we didn't get a chance to really look at how it got set up. But we still believe that the big hole in the center of town had something to do with it. Whether they came out of it, whether the creatures came out of it, something like that. And there were books missing from the bookshop. Supposedly the ones about local history or something like that. One of the ones that we had updated. But yeah, that's what I got from my notes.
I'm not sure if Ragnath relayed that book for mission because he was the only one that knew.
I'm pretty sure he did, though. I don't
I
recall.
told you guys everything that I found.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay then.
All right. Anybody else want to chime in? Anyone more bits before we get started?
I think that's good from.
Okay. So the only other thing I will note then is in a relation to the armor that Chromagus is now wearing. It's like a overcoat type shirt with stone plates in it. Just because that is a pertinent bit, and then to reemphasize on the robe, the shoulders were feathered.
Oh, yeah, I have that. But it was
All
gross, right?
I know this robe was important for some reason, but I mean,
Did we-
I'll say once we get it clean. Well, I
we-
can't fit it, so
We did take the robe.
Yeah.
yeah, we have it.
Okay.
But I didn't put it on because it was gross and had shit on it. Or at least
Yeah, it's too big for Ilbeck to wear, so.
yeah.
I think you said that backwards.
Yeah, it's too big for Aridin to wear.
No, I thought. Well,
It's too small for
Oh,
Ilmac.
yeah, I'm sorry.
I think I already did it, but I'll go ahead and do a long rest here all the same.
Oh, did we complete it then?
That's what we're coming to.
Hey.
So if anybody wants to make any spell adjustments or whatever the case may be, they're welcome to do so. Do it quickly because we will be kicking off the next part in just 1 second. So as I mentioned, Kyle, you woke up around noon, getting your sleep on there. You were not interrupted. There were no issues. Again, your only constraint being that you not leave, which you had said you would not do. So everything went fine there.
Okay.
The party did complete their long rest without any interruptions. They limited the amount of light, but they did use some. So there was light there, but it appears that it either did not attract anything or whatever it attracted did not have any interest in coming in. So you guys get up in the morning. The sun is just coming up. It's not been up for very long. Y'all went to bed pretty early, so the sun is just peeking over the hills in the area. You are able to see without any issues, and you can decide what you want to do.
Imagine we want to continue on, right?
Yeah, towards the spire.
That's not the direction y'all were going.
We were
Which?
following
Yeah,
tracks
we're following tracks.
at one point.
Oh, that's right. Well, let's follow those tracks.
Okay, is that the vote? That's 2-4.
I mean, we're resuming what we were doing. I mean, if we agree.
Well,
if
that's
we,
up to you guys what you want to do, but it's still a group decision. So you and Chromagus definitely said you wanted to go. That leaves Astrid and Aridin with a vote on
Did,
what they
did we
want to
get to the point where they're still generally same 90 degrees, or did we get to the point where they're kind of like 180 degrees between seeing
No,
the square? Because
you're-
we can.
You're not to that point, but you are past the 90-degree mark.
Okay.
Waiting on Ashton and Aridin.
I'm good for a little bit more.
Okay, well, that does make Astrid's vote irrelevant, unless she just chooses to go back on her own, because that puts it at best case 3-1. Okay,
Yeah,
so you
no,
all get up, you roll up your stuffs, you get ready to start tracking again. Astrid heads out, starts looking around for tracks. As you are doing so, actually, give me perception checks from everybody.
Except for me, right?
Correct. Yeah, you are not here. All right, so Chromagus, you see it, and Persephone also notices how she would alert you. Is up to you, but far to the northwest, is that the direction? Far towards the spire, you see some creatures in the air. They are an immense distance away. Based on their size, you could presume they are large, though. They are not like a normal sized vulture, or you wouldn't even be able to see them at this distance. And they appear to be heading in your direction.
How high up are they? Or I wouldn't be able to tell at this distance. How far away?
You
like,
can tell they're at this distance, but they're in the hundreds of feet.
hundreds of feet. Wow, it's pretty close. Is there any cover near us that we could like take? Because I would say
Yeah,
to
let me go
everyone,
ahead and
take
toss you
cover.
the map here. Can you see that, Astrid?
Yep, I'm good. I can see that.
Huh, interesting. It shows it's shared with 5 people, but you are not one of the 5. Shows
Maybe.
your spider instead, but okay. Whatever works.
Oh, probably. Let me see.
Well, if she owns both the spider and her character, then I imagine if her spider would see it, she should see it.
Yeah, I would just have expected to show both, but as long as you can see it, I don't care.
Well, the
So,
spider does have more eyes, so.
these things are not nearly this close. Like I said, they are in the hundreds of feet away, but they are heading in your direction.
Is it pretty obvious or safe to assume that they are the Feathergale Knights, being that we know that they ride big vultures, at least one of them?
Well, as they get to about 500 feet, you can definitely tell that these appear to be large vultures, and they do have individuals on their back.
Okay.
Well, I would take cover, and I would tell my allies that they may wish to do so as well, that there's something coming. If this is cover here, I would take it.
Yeah, it's about 10 foot high. You could certainly hide behind it.
Ilmac, I guess Ilmac will take cover.
I'm already hiding.
Okay, so you all get in cover. They do indeed keep coming forward. They get to about where they are now, but they are still about 300 feet in the air. And they start circling the camp, like so. And then they keep on going, assuming nobody's going to take an action. They keep going.
Yeah, we're gonna hold still, pretty sure.
And they keep going. All right, and roll initiative.
They spotted us. They
They did not spot everyone. You don't know for sure who they spotted. They do not appear to be looking towards Ilmac or Illidan's direction, though.
We're probably looking at the big juicy spider.
stupid spider. I knew it.
It's really tasty to vultures.
I'm going last. So thankfully the rest of the party is seemingly not going last.
Oh,
All right, Persephone is up.
Now, are these guys still in the air?
They are still at 300 feet.
So technically Persephone cannot fight them, correct?
That is correct.
I'm just trying to see if she has any defense. I don't think she does. Okay, I think just Persephone is going to end her turn. She's going to bury her head in the sand.
Persephone becomes an ostrich.
I thought I hit it. Hang on. Let's see.
Aridin, you are up. Again, they do not appear to be looking in your direction. You can take that as you will.
I'm. Do I know if giant vultures have any sort of natural enemies as birds?
Well, there would be plenty of things that attack them on the ground, and in a fantasy world, everything is susceptible to the likes of a dragon. But they They don't have anything different than a normal bird. So, you know, there are spiders in the world big enough to eat them. There are certainly dinosaurs that would be happy to eat them. But everything that would primarily hunt them is large.
Okay, so what I would like to do is, I want to prepare a. I can make a sound with my conjure illusion, right?
Mm-hmm. You're talking about the cantrip?
Yes.
Yep.
If they come down and if somebody attacks, I want to try to startle them with a, I don't know, whatever a loud sound would scare the shit out of large vultures.
All right.
So I don't have to roll that, right? Just switch my turn, yeah?
Correct.
Okay. So that if they attack. If they attack.
Okay. Well, let me step back and just clarify, because you initially said if they come down and attack. What if they don't come down and attack? What if they just attack?
If they okay.
So are you specifying?
If they're
Did you actually specify if they come down and attack, or did you just mean if they attack?
if there is a moment to have some sort of dialogue with these folks, I would rather do that. However, if they come down or just attack, anything that is aggressive without any chance for dialogue, if they are just straight up, we're here to murder people, then I want the illusion to go off.
Okay. And Astrid.
Okay. And there's no way I can shout up to them and see if I can open a dialogue.
You can certainly attempt to talk. 300 feet is a long ways, but it's not outside the possibility to be heard.
All right. Can I use my animal handling ability and try to see if I can tell at least the animals' intentions if they want to eat Persephone? Or us?
Their actions are being controlled, so it's hard to assess because they're not acting in a normal animal's nature. The knights and the howling hatreds on their back are what actually determine what they do.
Okay.
But at 300 feet, it does not appear that they are trying to eat anybody, because they could not possibly get close enough to do so at this moment.
Alright, I think I'm just gonna try to shout up to them and say, hey, you know, you there. Can you come down and talk to us? And I will...
Can you go and roll me a persuasion?
Okay. Oh, -1. Huh. Gonna fail.
Okay. You do not receive a response.
Alright, I am going to just ready my 300 feet in the air. I'm gonna ready my longbow and just have an arrow ready to go in case they start to attack. And I'll end my turn.
Giant vulture continues circling. So both of your ready actions will apply at this moment, because this one will be attacking.
Are you guys still there?
Yes, did you not hear me?
Okay.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
I was waiting for them to roll their stuff.
Astrid and Airden, your actions will now happen if you choose, because this guy will be shooting an arrow.
The initiate 6.
That guy right there, yep.
He's shooting it at who?
Well, you won't really know until he shoots it. He is still looking down in the area of Astrid, Persephone, and Chromagus, though. Give me a second roll on that Astrid. They're at long range. It'll be at disadvantage.
That was a good roll too. Oh. Oh. Womp womp.
All right, and Aridin, you make your illusion of a loud roar of some type, whatever seems appropriate to you. It does seem to catch the attention of the vultures, but they don't appear to be coming any closer. Whether they were planning to before or not, you're not sure. And the first one fires at Chromagus. Arrow thunks into the ground near him. These keep on circling. This one will do the same thing. Thunks another one into the ground near him. Again, the same.
A 19 missed Chromagus?
Yep.
Yeah. The new armor,
This
man.
one here circles his vulture down.
It skipped me.
Huh, interesting. Go ahead. You're not invisible or anything. I may have just clicked it too many times.
Since Ilmac sees these creatures attacking his allies, he's going to assume they're hostile. So, how far away am I from Giant Vulture? Is Giant Vulture 17?
You're 300 feet away from everything.
Okay. And the match range on the Javelin is 120.
Yep.
Alrighty, I'm gonna take the dashing action and dash towards them, however close that can get me.
Dash towards what?
I'm gonna dash towards Giant Vulture 17.
Okay, you can move 15 feet and be directly under him, but he's still 300 feet above your head, so I'm not sure what you're trying to do exactly.
Wait, so
They are where they are on the map. They're just 300 feet up.
they can attack from 300 feet away? That's some bullshit.
Welcome to bows.
What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Stay here. Protect me.
Take
Be ready.
cover.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I mean,
We're hidden, man. Take the
Yeah,
action
I
that
don't-
if they come down, we smash the shit out of them. Or if somebody comes down, you can talk, or, you know. But they don't see me and you yet.
yeah, I mean, okay. I will.
Power range.
Can I? I can't use my reaction to like do a bonus action too, can I?
Generally ready's an action, but what are you trying to do?
To say if one comes down within melee range to rage and attack it.
No.
Okay, well then, if something comes down within melee range, I will just go ahead and, or better yet, if something comes down within attack range, I'll throw a javelin at it. I doubt they're gonna land on the ground, so.
So that is the end of your turn, brother.
I did my turn.
Yeah, alright.
Tighter halves. When they missed, are they missing by a lot, or
Well,
are
I
they
just
very
said they all thunk
close?
into the ground at your feet, so
So what's this guy do?
this guy just keeps flying around in circles. He, as you look at him, you can tell that the first, well, all the ones that are marked with H, all those ones are lightly armored, wielding bows. This guy here is not lightly armored and not wielding a bow. He looks very similar in attire to Greg. Roman,
one?
you're up.
Which one is is he a different letter? I
He's
not
the
see him?
one that says Feathergill Knight. That got the arrow pointing right to him?
Oh, there we go.
He looks like
I was trying to find an F. Like, damn it. All right. So if I'm like in cover, right? Is there any way I can get like better cover? Is there anything near me that would give me full cover, or anything that I don't know? Seems like I'm not gonna get any cover bonus from 300 feet. So is there anything I could find that's closer to me, or?
Well, you can move wherever you want, but I mean, logistically speaking, they can shoot straight down or at an angle and have enough movement to get wherever they want. So you would assess from basic combat experience. There's nothing here that will give you cover if they choose
Okay,
to
so
pursue you.
these are short bushes, not tall trees. Then is that my understanding?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, we're fucked. I don't have anything that goes anywhere near that. So max 60 feet's my max, so I don't even have a bow. No bueno. $60, chill touch is 120. Well, I guess I can. How long does this last? 1 minute. It's not gonna work. Say maybe Sanctuary, but they'll just attack somebody else. Huh, I don't think I have any other ability other than take dodge. I don't. Is there anything in the distance I would see that would give us cover? Like 100 feet away, 200 feet away, 300 feet away?
Oh, the area here is mostly just rocky and hills. There's not anything that you see anytime soon that would be any real cover.
Could I try like an investigation to see how many arrows they have? Would they? Does it look like they have just one
From
quiver?
300 feet, you have no fucking clue.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna go out into the open, bang on my shield, take the dodge action, and yell, "Come at me!"
Oh my god.
Alright, Ragnath is not, in fact, here. Persephone will be not up yet.
Did it just skip my turn?
No, it went backwards to where it's supposed to be.
What the
We're getting gangbanged.
So from the south, from behind some rocks, charges forward 3 individuals. They look fairly similar to this right here.
Okay.
Well, if they're on our side, they're gonna need range weapon.
That is what 2 of them look like. The third one looks very similar, except he has a different weapon, and they do all have heavy crossbows.
mother?
Fucker.
Dialogue to this party because we can't fight 2 at a time.
Well, maybe being that
And
these
that is
guys
what
look-
his hammer looks like.
That looks like a pretty badass hammer.
Ooh.
And he is the guy in the middle.
Well, being that
Before anything else happens, these guys are taking their turns. So what happens is these 3 come running out, and you hear the one in the middle scream, "Help our brothers!" And they all start shooting at the vultures.
what the fuck?
We got caught in the middle, bro. We're in the crossfire. Time to get the out of here.
The knight in the middle, not on the bottom, the Feathergill knight, screams to retreat. They have reinforcements, and the guys all start to pull out. If you would like to take shots at a range of 300 feet, you can do so.
No, I'm not gonna take any shots at him. Obviously, being
We're still hiding, dude. Shh. we're
Wait,
hiding.
Which guys are pulling out?
The ones on the birds.
Yeah.
Take a shot if you want. Tell Astrid. They're flying away. Shoot at them.
All right, which one's flying? All of them.
Yep, all of them are flying away. You can shoot at a bird or at a person on a bird as you see fit. Again, of course, it will be a disadvantage.
Save the arrows.
All right, as they're attempting to retreat, an arrow thunks into one of them, and it hurts him a bit. And you will get one more round of arrows if you would like, before they are out of range. These guys come running on up.
What?
If you guys on the lower section would like to do anything, you can move or speak. It's not exactly initiative order at this point.
All right.
Ilma's gonna turn around and be like,
I scooch behind Tilmac. Fuck your javelins, buddy. What are we gonna do?
well, the javelin was only prepared if one of the fucking vultures came down. So obviously he's gonna put that back. And Ilmac's gonna walk up to them and be like, brothers, and then he's like,
All right, as you walk up towards them, the guy in the middle, Theros, he makes a symbol with his hands, a symbol in the air in your direction.
Do I know what it is?
Nope.
and I obviously don't know what it is. Ilmac makes the same symbol back with his hand. And...
Give me an intelligence check.
Oh, damn it, I should have done it. Fuck.
No, let's get my... Well, no, actually...
And do this into the tower.
Let's see. Intelligence...
And if you want to take another shot, Astrid, you can do so. If not, then you obviously don't have to.
You said do it into the tower?
Yep.
Bottom right.
What do you mean?
Dice tower,
The
dude.
little tower-looking icon.
Oh, gotcha.
Right? Yep.
I got you.
Okay. Ilmac sees the symbol, attempts to recreate it, and now give me a sleight of hand check to see how well you create it from memory.
Oh, God.
This one you can do into the open. All right, so Aridin, you definitely notice, and anybody else looking down in this direction, which I assume probably everybody would to some degree, would notice that as Ilmac walks up to this guy with the badass hammer in the middle, the guy makes a symbol in the air, and Ilmac replicates it. Anybody watching knows that Ilmac is actually quite agile for his massive size and is able to make a perfect symbol, but it looks absolutely nothing like the symbol the guy made.
Oh, my God.
The guy just kind of looks to his two companions at the side and then just kind of nods his head and walks forward towards the rest of you.
Ilmac's gonna walk to the guy in the middle, and he says, "Thank you for that." But he's like, "But who are you?"
Can I step out of hiding here?
Well,
You
you
know
are
what? I'd like a
absolutely
bitch.
not hidden. They absolutely know you're here.
Oh,
so
okay.
If you wish to step out, you certainly can.
All right.
Yeah. Ilmac's just gonna pat Aaron on the back and fake a smile and like murmur through his teeth. I think you should handle this one. And just gonna push Aaron in like to the front.
Figures. How far away are we? We're really close now, right, with these guys?
Yeah, they walked right up to you over the last 15 seconds or so.
Okay.
Ilmac is holding his great ball at this point. Not like in a threatening way, just like just holding
Got
it.
it sitting on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Are these other guys gonna disappear? Like did they flew off?
Yeah, at this point they are out of range.
Okay, so they're not there anymore. It's just these 3 guys that we can see so far.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. God, I forgot what I'm wielding. Hold on. I'm sorry. I got my wand and my orb. Okay. So,
As you go to speak, Airden, he sees Chromagus walk up. He actually just walks past you and just completely brushes you aside like whatever you have to say is of absolutely no consequence to him. And he walks up to Chromagus and he extends his hand and he says, "Brother, are these fresh recruits?"
I'm
Shit.
sorry. Wait,
Oh,
I'm
what?
sorry. Wait.
Can
I'm
I
sorry.
ask
What
one
did he say?
question?
Wait,
Go
wait.
ahead.
I didn't hear what he said. I didn't hear.
He said he walked up to Chromagus and extended his hand for a handshake and said, "Brother, are these fresh recruits?"
Oh.
Is their armor look? Does it look like mine?
I just showed you their armor. No, that is nothing like what yours looks like. You saw the image of their armor, right?
Well, I didn't know what it looks like. The one that I put on. Can you?
I do not have a picture of the one you put on. Yours is
Right,
like
that's
an
what I was
overcoat with plates on the inside.
Okay.
Theirs is like a big ass shell of rock.
Yeah.
Before I try a check, is there? Could I do any kind of history check or some reason why they would be thinking of me as their brother?
No, if you don't realize why, there's nothing I can give you on that.
Look, let me see the picture of it again, Johnny. The picture of their armor.
Let me see where I put it.
Brother.
Wait, Airden, are you wearing? Wait. Oh, hold on.
dude, they ignored me. They want nothing to do with me.
Let me wait for the picture to come back up.
Is it my shield?
No.
Do they have shield?
Oh no! I got it. We both
Can I
have
see the image?
Keep your mouth closed unless you're going to say something in character.
Okay, I got it.
That is what they look like.
I think I got it. Ilmac is going to, because they've being that they're ignoring Aaron and they called me brother. They did call me brother, right?
They walked in your direction and made the symbol. And they had said before he walked up, "Help our brethren," but you don't know if he meant a specific individual or the group as a whole.
Right. And so Ilmac is gonna look over at Chromagus and he's going to guess that
Well, let me hear Chromagus' response first because he just got spoken to directly.
okay.
All right, I will say yes, they are. That would be a persuasion.
No, that would be a deception. Into the tower.
Good for us, guys.
Okay. He kind of looks to his 2 companions again, nods his head, and says, "Good. Can use all the people we can get fighting these fucking flying bastards."
I know, shooting at us from the sky like that? What kind of dishonor is that? I mean, come and fight us like men.
Kind of raises his eyebrows at that, like, "What in the fuck are you talking about, dude?"
I was
And he
trying
says,
I'm trying to determine if they
"Yeah,
have any honor.
Right.
Oh my god, this situation is so awkward.
And they're like, "Well, they could come back. They do know that we brought reinforcements, so they will likely do the same. We should get back to base as soon as possible."
Fuck!
How far are we from the base? Would you
He
guys
looks
say?
at you. again,
I kind of lost track of where we are. Was just wondering. You just woke
he
up a
looks
little
at you
while
and he
ago.
asks, he says, "Did you get hit in the head? Do you need to have somebody look at some type of injury that I can't see?"
Yeah, I was kind of knocked out half of the day yesterday, so I'm still recovering.
Ilmac kind of like jokingly interrupts and he's like, "Yeah, we got into it with a charmer once, and let's just say I hit him, or let's just say he got hit pretty hard, if you know what I mean." Ilmac says, tapping his great maul with his other hand.
He nods his head. You do notice that neither of the others have spoken at all at this point. All right, so Theros leads the way. He turns and heads. He doesn't follow the tracks, but he definitely goes in the same direction the tracks are going.
Okay. Um. Well. Uh. Are we? Where's Astrid? What's Astrid doing? Is she still back there hiding?
I guess I just didn't want to scare anybody with my giant spider, so.
Oh no, they've long since seen her. They did not seem to take note of the spider at all. I mean, not that they didn't see it, just that it wasn't a concern to them.
All right.
Yeah, dude, I'm.
Oh, well, okay. Ilmax is gonna say, sure. Let me just, give me a moment, brothers. Let me just talk to our friends here.
He says, "We don't have time to be dallying. We got places to be. You don't want to be here when they come back with twice that many, all with bows, now, do you?"
We sure don't. I guess not. Let's go.
And
ahead.
he's already walking. He doesn't even look back as he's speaking. The other two, the two that haven't spoken, just the guards, settle in behind you guys from kind of a little distance, keeping a wary eye on the sky, or wary eye on the sky and on the ground near them.
Ilmax gonna flash like a fake but like nervous grin, like, huh, right. Okay, so I guess we all are gonna start walking, but he's gonna pull Croagus to the side, and he's gonna murmur to him like, I think they think we're our brothers because we're both carrying hammers, and I think that's their
Chromagus is actually not carrying a hammer, right? You still have your staff?
I actually have it stowed, but it is actually a.
Oh well, you have a warhammer. I have a great maul.
It is a staff, but it is stowed. Yeah. It says carried. Oh, I should have switched to equipped.
All right, so before we go any further with whispering and such, that is their basic placement. Give me yours.
Their basic placement.
Johnny, you never answered my question, by the way.
Hold up.
I did answer your question.
No, you
Damn
did
it.
not.
Yes, I did too.
No, sir, you did not.
If you don't like the answer, that's up to you, but I gave you the answer that you're going to get.
No, I asked if I, the character, would have known the similarities of armor and flight patterns from
And
Greg.
I told you that that guy, the knight, looks virtually identical to Greg.
And Aridin could see that from 300 whatever feet away, yes?
Yeah, anybody could. That's why I said it. If
Wonderful.
You couldn't have seen it, I wouldn't have said it.
Thank you, sweetheart. That was all I wanted. So,
Okay.
can we talk in Elvish, but talk right here to Cro-Magnus? Because I don't want to type this shit.
Yeah, okay, yeah, y'all can speak in whatever language you like.
Well, Ilmac doesn't understand none of that shit. He only speaks Goliath.
That's fine. Just get your big fucking javelins out and hold on. So,
Well, okay. Ilmac is already assuming these guys are a part of that fucking Earth cult. Obviously.
well, in character, Aridin in Elvish is going to say to Cro-Magnus that that guy looked the one distinguishable guy that was up in the air looked like one of those, I'm not going to say the word, but I'll say knights, like our friend Greg. And I don't think they were here for us. I think they were here for these gentlemen And now they think
No, they shot at us.
I'm trying
Or
to
they-
think.
No. Let me correct that. They shot at me.
exactly because for some reason, you and these very interesting gentlemen here have something alike, and now you've told them we are their recruits. I don't think we should continue with them. I think you should try to tell them that we need to head another way, or that we were following something else. I don't know. We still have one of our party members that is in another direction, and we were supposed to meet up with him, even if we have to abandon following this
Yeah.
tracks.
Yeah. No, straight up. Like we should not. I think we need to. Well,
You don't hear anything. You just hear us talking in
Yeah.
Elvish, and
yeah, I know.
I'm looking at you, and I'm just I got kind of that grin on my face. Like I haven't done anything yet, but I'm doing that thing, when I'm trying to like kind of annoy you. So that's what I've done is I've kind of looked at Ilmac like, "What's up, dude?
Oh.
Be ready." And
Ilmac's already ready.
so Cro-Magnus, what do you think? That's what I've noticed so far.
I just say that last thing, and if I see a nod, then take an aggressive action.
So, wait. Ilmac's lost.
Well, yeah, I know. Hold on.
You would be lost.
What-
It's between me and Aridin. So I'm
Do you-
I'm asking him this last question in Elvish, and I think that and based on what he says, I'm gonna.
Okay, so I'm gonna again in Elvish I'll say one moment, and in Common look at what does Ashford speak?
Okay, as you get to this point, that is as far as you get. Let me see, which one is it? The one on the back left yells out, "They are imposters, kill them." And then he says, looking directly at you, Aridin, in Elvish, "Don't assume nobody knows your language."
That's when that's what I respond.
I saw that shit coming.
That's what I respond in Elvish. Oh no, I wouldn't say anything
And
like
does
that.
anybody else speak Dwarven?
Not me.
I have. Me?
You do speak Dwarven?
I'm trying to figure out what page it's on. And I do actually speak Dwarven. Yes.
Okay, so you hear the one up here, the one at the northwest, that guy say in Dwarven, "We speak a lot of languages." And does anybody speak Orcish?
I actually also speak Orcish.
Oof.
Then you also hear Theros say, as he turns to look at you, "And we don't appreciate people who try to impersonate our group."
All right, whoa. So before anybody picks anything up,
There is no before. It's initiative time. You're already getting. They're bringing hammers to bear.
motherfuckers.
You did just specifically ask, should we fight them?
I did.
God damn it, Cro-Magnus!
Well,
Hey.
to be fair, I figured they would be getting suspicious at that
Y'all
point of that one.
niggas. Y'all niggas.
We got this, guys. We got this.
Of course we got this, because Ilmac smash.
Are you serious?
Dude, God, I literally just mentioned this yesterday, how my initiative rolls are literally trash every single time, and it pisses me off.
I do have a 1 and a 2 so far.
And let me just go ahead and put this out there, because I've tried, I swear to God, everything I can imagine to let y'all know why in the fuck everybody assumes you're an Earth cultist. You're wearing a fucking suit of armor from the Earth cult.
Dude, that's what I said earlier.
Yep.
I said it's the armor that he has on. I said that.
Why are you flipping at me? I thought they were in different armor.
I'm not flipping at anybody. You can assume whatever you want. I'm just saying, if I can't give you any hints that everybody picks up on, then y'all are gonna be in for a lot of ass whoopings.
I thought they were in
no.
different armor. You said.
They are wearing different armor.
Right, but
They're
okay,
the Earth cult. You're wearing a suit of armor that has stone plates.
right. And I said that at first, but then after I don't know, I guess I didn't get a response or something, so I assumed I was wrong, and then that's when I switched to the hammer theory. But I said, oh, it's his armor.
Well, see, I thought it was my armor at first until he said it was different.
You never said anything about armor until.
I, s- I
No,
said,
no,
what?
I'm not.
How does
I'm
their
not talking
armor?
about you.
What does it look like?
I'm talking about Devin. Devin, you never mentioned the armor. You mentioned the hammer.
Oh,
I didn't ever hear anything about the armor either. Maybe I just didn't have the push to talk down. I don't know.
yeah. I was gonna say I probably didn't have my push to talk down then, but I was sitting there saying, "Oh, it's his armor because it had stone plates." Because you said it like, and I was all like, "Earth cult," but like I said, I guess I didn't. This is why, yeah. So yeah, but I did guess it, but sorry, I guess I just wasn't coming across.
All right, Persephone is up.
See, I wouldn't understand why my heavy armor would look different than their heavy armor. That's what
Well, for the same reason that the Feathergale Knights do not wear the same armor as the Howling Hatreds, which are also Feathergale Knights. Not everybody has the exact identical armor. It's a station thing.
Yeah.
Depending on how high up you are in rank determines how good the armor you get.
Yeah, but if it was like similar make or something,
They
like
are
that's
both
what I was
made of
looking
stone.
for. Well, that was my question.
I get
They
it.
don't look the same.
I get it.
They don't
now.
even look almost the same.
Oh, I would have. Okay, I misunderstood that. As I would have liked if they were stone, but of a different,
Let's fight.
but of a different density.
Hey,
That's
let's
all.
fight. Let's
No,
fight.
it is
Let's fight, and then
important
we'll
to
talk
get
to it
this
after.
out.
Oh, okay.
Because I need to understand what people aren't understanding.
Well,
So does their armor not look stone to you?
no, their armor literally looks like.
Well, not you, Devin. I need to know from Brian specifically because he's the one who's having a problem.
That's how I was confused. Yes, because the picture I thought looked like stone-ish. So when you said it looked different, then I completely jumped off that track because I thought even if it didn't look identical, if it looked like, you know what I mean, like a different tier of armor, but still of the type of armor that mine is, then I would have stayed on that track. That's all. That's how I got confused. But I easily get confused. So
All right, so Persephone goes up, bites into him pretty good. Go ahead and give me the con save for the poison as well.
Okay, I was wondering about that. Which one do I hit? Sorry.
There should be a D20 beside the poison. I think I set it up for her.
Yep, cast.
sorry, let me reveal this.
Yep. D.
Yeah, so roll the little dice looking one on the right and drop it on him, or if you have him targeted, just click it.
That one.
Okay, and he saved. And is that a half on success?
A what?
Half damage on success.
Oh, let me check.
I don't think I have that pasted in there.
No, it just says poison damage reduces target to 0. Doesn't say
Let me
that.
just check in the Martian Mentor real quick.
Okay.
Yep, half on save. So go ahead and roll the poison damage, and it should calculate half automatically.
Hey, Johnny.
Yes, sir.
For next time, can I ask something like, hey, as I begin to start speaking in Elvish, do I notice them, whatever? Is that a check that I can do?
You can certainly do it, though the odds that you would notice it when you can't even see their faces is pretty low, but it is something that you could try.
Fuck. Okay.
This one comes down and attacks Astrid. And as he slams his hammer into her, he rears it back and does so again. And just 1 second. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so is he? Can I still hit him with my short bow?
Not with the well, you could, but it would be at
Or not the
disadvantage.
short bow. I'm sorry, the crossbow.
Actually, you don't. You wouldn't be at disadvantage because of your crossbow mastery. So yes, you can shoot him at point blank.
Okay, thanks. He...
She is on them crits.
Shoot him in the
Like-
dick. Nicely done.
Dang.
Absolutely, that hurt. So
That roll was ass, though.
it was. Well, it was a dick shot, so I mean, small target.
There you go.
I get one more. Ah. Screw you, buddy. Sucky. Sucky damage rolls.
Well, you shot him in the dick twice.
I did.
All right, and before that Earthguard comes up, from down south, you see one of these come up.
Wait, did I screw up that last roll? This is
It
Persephone.
looks. Oh, you did do it with perceptioning, but it's the same damage, so it
Okay.
doesn't matter.
I'm so used to DMing, I keep closing out my character sheet.
Oh boy, here comes the ink kegs.
It's getting fun.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think I was going to have to rage for this fight.
He moves up to here and spits out a stream of acid.
Oh boy.
At least we're kind of spread out, although I think it's pretty long range if I...
That's a big ink keg.
Well, they're large creatures.
I was going to say, were the other ones small?
I don't remember him that big.
I don't have that advantage. I was trying to tell you to remove it. It's still stuck from that last fight.
And we just do it again. You succeed anyway.
Jesus fucking fuck.
He wogs up to team up on Astrid.
Oh boy, fun. Oh.
Oh, shit.
Bye, guys.
Oh, shit.
That's a little amount of damage.
Tickle a little bit. Oh, God, Astrid, you poor thing.
Bye. Oh, I'm dying. I'm dead.
Man, the crits have been rolling last night and now tonight.
Yeah, today, man.
If you have a melee weapon in hand, Airden, you can take a opportunity attack.
I sure do.
I have a
Not
wand.
you, Elmac. Airden.
Oh, Aridin.
I have a wand of magic missile. If I can, what,
You
hit him?
cannot use that.
Hit him with it?
Well, I mean, I guess technically you could use it as an improvised weapon.
What would I?
Strength
so that
roll.
would be a strength without your proficiency bonus. So yeah, just give me a straight strength roll.
Just like that, right?
Yeah, you don't even hit nothing but the air.
Cool.
A -1 on that strength check, though.
It's real.
All right, so Theros with his big ass hammer. He takes his hammer and he slams the head of it into the ground. And earths and spikes erupt from the ground in that area. Interesting. Hang on just a second. His sheet is fucked up. It's still fucked up. Let me roll this and see if it shows correct. No, it does not. That's +6. So that's actually a 18. 18 hit you, yes, Devin?
Yes.
All my that is so frustrating.
My AC is 16. And yet I still get hit more than anybody else in this damn party.
Okay, so both of you are hit with the earthen spikes coming up out of the ground.
That was 9 damage dealt to me.
Yes, looks like it. 9 to you and 10 to Chromagus.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my thingy.
All right. And he will actually move behind where Persephone is at.
I forgot I have to manually roll it. Just a D12, right?
Yep, D12 plus your con mod, which would be 4.
Which
So
would
that's
be 4.
every time.
Every single time is the exact amount. Alrighty. Let's do this. I'm also going to employ that ability. Oh no, I can't because that takes a bonus action and I just raged. So I'll just go ahead and hit him once.
Can you share the map
And
with me
actually,
again?
of note here, yeah, sure, here. Just one thing to note. You notice as he slammed the hammer into the ground and the spikes erupt up, he gets a little bit of his color fades, kind of like how you look when you get sick.
Mm-hmm.
And since you've all had it done to you, you would realize it's similar in effect to when Chromagus uses his staff on you.
It takes a lot out of him.
Yep.
All right. Here we go.
The crits are fucking real.
My God. Good night, sir. Good night, sir. Oh, wow. Wow, let's suck he rolls. Alrighty, that's it.
Sweet.
And the
See,
your
oh my
rage,
God.
didn't you take the rage option that gives you the extra attack?
No, I told you I can't because raging is a bonus action.
No, right, I get that. That's the option you took, right?
Yeah. No, well, I said no because I can't do it. I literally
I
cannot.
understand that part, Devin, but that's the specialization you took.
Oh yeah, I took Berserker, past the Berserker or whatever.
Because don't you have to specify that when you rage?
I think you have to specify if you go in a frenzy or if you're just taking a normal rage. That's if I remember correctly. I'd have to look at it.
So that's what you're.
Oh,
Yeah, so Frenzy, starting when you choose this path at 3rd level, you can go into Frenzy when you rage. If you do so for the duration of your rage, you can make a single melee weapon attack as a bonus action. When your rage ends, you suffer 1 level of exhaustion. So
right.
you can if you choose. So the
sorry.
important part there is I just need to know if you're going to use it, because it will give you the exhaustion at the end if you do. But you have to say it right now.
Yeah, fuck it. I will employ that. I'll employ it.
Okay. Okay, Airden, you are up.
I need a 15-foot box, please. Because I don't know how to draw shit on here.
Rough times.
I definitely should, being that Astrid got knocked down, so I'm gonna have to basically fill in for her.
So what do you want me to do with this 15-foot box?
I would like you to try and put it so it hits the Ankeg and that Black Earth Guard 11.
That's not even going to be close.
Fucking fuck. Well, then...
You see the square, right?
Yes, I do see the square.
Yeah,
It's
is
a
it 15-foot square or a 15-foot radius?
15...
Why don't you just
Each quick...
say it's the name of the spell?
Thunderwave. 15-foot cube.
Yep, so this is what it's going to be. So if you choose to cast that, this is the size you can choose to place, but you would not be able to hit more than one of anything except possibly teammates.
Use a single target spell.
Yeah, I can't stay where I am right now, though. That's the problem. I guess I gotta get the fuck away from this thing. So I am going to wave my wand of magic missile. How do you want me to do that? Just roll it and then take the
Well,
charge
first
off?
you have to specify how many charges you're going to use.
Oh, balls. I can use more than one?
You can actually use them all at once if you want. Just keep in mind, if you use them all, then you have a chance to destroy the wand.
I think it's a D20 roll 1, right? Destroys
Yeah,
it.
D20 roll of 1. Yep.
It's only a 1 in 20. It's a 5% chance you destroy it. I mean, that's not that big.
So I can... What I wanted...
So if you use one charge, you'll shoot out 3 magic missiles, just like the magic missile spell.
Yeah.
For each additional charge, you add 1 more missile to that.
Okay, that's what I want. I want to do 2 charges then.
Okay, you'll shoot out 4 missiles. Which target would you like to hit?
It's going to be the Black Earth Guard 11.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damages.
All right.
All right, he still stands.
Motherfucker. And then... if I wanted to move up... I don't want to give this guy opportunity if I'm going to move around him, because I want to move away from the Ankeg and him.
So as long as you don't ever get in a square that touches his square, then you're fine. That's the only restriction. So you can move anywhere you want as long as you never go through a square that touches his square.
So... 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, yeah?
Yep.
I can't see that green thing anymore. That was up by them, by the way, but I know it's right. I'm near it, so...
I think it's
No,
just
it's
a
because it went
one-time
away.
thing.
Yeah, the ground just erupted with earth and spikes, and then it just settled back to the ground.
Okay. Alright. That's going to be the end of my turn. Sorry about that, folks.
All right, Cro-Magus.
Quick question: does melee spell attacks get flanking?
I'm gonna go with yes. I'd have to look up the rule to be sure. I don't think it specifies that it has to be a weapon though.
We got to win the extra con. So I am going to get a flank on this guy. I
Yes.
will. I go with the regular attack. All right, so I will cast Healing Word on Astrid. And then I will on Astrid target this guy, and I'll just attack.
All right, and the Black Earth Cultist goes down.
Nice.
And I still have 10 more movement, so I will move. Here.
Persephone is up.
Get him. Get him. Get him, Spider.
Oh man, if a spider could cry, that's
He
really
would
sad.
cry 4 times as much.
Yes, or 8 times, yes. Oh my gosh.
I guess I should have stood over her. I had a better chance.
He is going to turn to the individual who just laid out the heels and attack you,
That's what I was hoping for. Oh,
and do so futilely.
Scoot around that thing, Astrid, so you don't line up for acid spray of bullshit that's probably coming soon. Sarah talking, I can't hear.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you have now?
Alright.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys, in stream.
One more. That was an awful roll. Sorry, need to end my turn.
Not really sure what's going on, though.
Huh. I didn't roll his thing.
didn't roll his recharge.
Yeah. He comes up and attempts to bite Chromagus. Oh, and he does so.
Jesus Christ.
And Chromagus drops.
Holy fuck.
How much health was I just at before this? At like 13, right?
Yep, 13.
Should really. But it wouldn't make a difference here.
And then it will move over to here. And as you're watching, you hear both the Blackguard that's still standing and Theros making strange clicking sounds, which seem to catch the Ankeg's attention. Theros is a bit displeased that the spider is nomming on his asshole, so he's going to put an end to that. He brings his maul down on the spider and it drops. And then he moves over to do the same to Erdan.
I don't know why he went
Though he
towards the big
misses
boss man.
horrifically.
That was confusing to me.
Ilmac, you are up, sir.
All right. Come on, guys. It's going to take swing number 1 at Mr. Insect here.
All right.
And he's also going to employ reckless attack because he needs to make sure the shit gets killed dead.
Ouch. Attack
Swing,
number
attack
2.
number- Oops.
That one should also have advantage.
Yeah, I need to roll again.
All right. Bring your maul slamming straight down into his noggin. His thick plated shell shrugs off the damage. Erdan, you are up with a big guy using a massive maul that makes Ilmac's maul look small by comparison, waving it in your face.
Yep. He's gonna go to sleep right here. Yeah. 5d8. 4, 6.
23. Give me the area you're casting it in, because you do have to keep in mind you can put allies to sleep as well.
Well, that spider's dead, so.
Yeah.
Well, right, but there's still a whole bunch of you on the screen. Are you just going to cast it as far to the right as you can so it only hits him?
You got it.
Okay, your spell has no effect.
Oh my god.
It has no effect.
In this case, meaning he has more HP than the 23 you rolled.
Yep. Well, that's fun. Then I'm gonna do this right here.
Unfortunately, you cannot do that.
What? That is a bonus action. I sure can.
Yep, but you cannot cast 2 spells in the same turn unless one of those spells is a cantrip.
Well, then that's my turn.
Rest in pieces.
Whatever.
Chromagus takes 1 step towards death. Persephone takes 1 step towards death. Black Earth Guard continues its assault. Well, resumes its assault on Astrid.
Oh, good night, Astrid.
We're
And the
dead.
Black Guard comes over to attack Ilmac. Astrid's 1 step towards life. Yankee will attack Ilmac at advantage. Oh, actually, hang on. Just a sec. Heroes recharge. The Yankee moves over here and sprays its acid. So you should have advantage on this save. 1, 2. Okay, so you save, and Eridan will also save. Okay, that is his turn.
Please miss, please miss, please miss.
Oh, actually, sorry. I kind of neglected a certain aspect there. Theros chatters loudly at the Ankeg.
Dumb motherfucker.
Paradin goes down.
Oh boy.
He changes direction so as not to get spit on again.
Oh boy.
Disadvantage and roll again. He will miss. Ilmac, you are up.
Fuck me, dude. I don't know if I should say fuck it and run. God, I don't know what to do. No, Elbak's gonna turn towards Theros. He ain't going out like a bitch. Reckless. Reckless. What? Okay. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to do first. Okay, employ reckless attack again.
You're sleeping. You're not taking out anybody.
I was gonna say I'm the only one up. You realize that?
Daryl slapped you in the face with his hammer. Nice hit. And he goes down.
That's gonna turn around to Theros.
Theros also drops.
Let's go! And in that turn,
Cro-Magus stands up at 1 HP underneath the Ankeg.
oh thank God, Jesus, he's nice.
All right. Well, I'm gonna stand up. I gotta stand up over here, right?
Yep.
Stand up there. I will on myself. Death. Cat. All right. I will use Healing Word on myself. And I will also use Staff on myself. Hopefully, between the two, I will not go down. The bigger die is horrible at this. You gotta be effing kidding, but I'll take it. And this would give him flanking, right, where I am?
Yes.
So I'm fine then.
Persephone takes another step towards death. Aster takes a success. Now see, at that time it rolled the recharge. Whatever. He will continue his assault on his previous target.
Bring it!
He crits.
He brought it.
Don't say crit, stupid card.
And you are now grappled.
Your headset's going fine.
I know.
And actually give me perception checks, the two of you that are currently conscious.
Let me. Crap.
Wow, you both rolled 20s. So you both see a large number. You're not exactly sure how many, but a large number of flying things coming from the northwest. Your turn, Mac.
Ilma's gonna turn to Chromagus and yell at him, Chromagus, take that shit off!
Don't worry, it only takes 10 minutes. I think.
And in the meantime, he's going to turn his rage to the egg keg and employ reckless attack again, so I'll just be attacking normally.
Yep.
Well, you have flanking.
Yeah, but the
I'm being
creature
grappled.
has him restrained. Actually, let me
right.
check that. Is it restrained or is it just grappled?
Grappling is restrained.
No, it's not. Nope, it's just grapple, so you would have advantage on the attack. He does not restrain.
Okay, well then,
He essentially has restrained in that he gets advantage on the attack, but you do not get disadvantage attacking him.
okay. All right, let's go. There we go. That didn't kill it?
No, it did not. It is extremely wounded, but it's not dead. Success for Erden.
So if I recall correctly, the fighter is not looking so well.
The who?
Spider Persephone.
Yeah, Persephone is not looking well.
I think the staff. Can the staff be used on Persephone?
She does not have hit dice listed, though she should. So yes, it can be.
Right. I will. I think we said range call, so I will use the staff on Persephone. So you can roll for that, Sarah, whenever you get back into the game with your whatever the hell is going on there. And a hit dice on Persephone for health. Johnny just said she should have some.
Yeah, she should. I'm just trying to figure out how to give them to her. I guess I have to give her a class level of some type.
Then I will. I guess use Healing Word on Astrid. Self. That's it for me.
Persephone will not be dead since you can roll hit dice on her.
Okay. Oh, there she is. All right, there it is. All right, I just need to roll the hit dice, or wait,
Yep.
just on her. Okay.
Well, it should still be her turn.
Wait. Oops. Did that go?
There you go.
Oh, okay.
And it is Persephone's turn.
Okay. So let's see how far I can move. 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. All right. Did I take my action using my dice or?
I think
No.
you just only went 25, just to let you know.
Okay.
Still have 5 more if you.
Well, I'm gonna bite this ink hag in the asshole. In a second. Crap, I'm DCing. Fuck. So fucking done with this computer right now. So fucking done.
All right, I will go ahead and.
I was gonna tell him I wanted to flank.
Yep, already done.
I don't know what's going on. Shit.
And with the spider's fang sinking in, the ankeg falls.
Okay, I think I'm back after my temper tantrum. Alright. And I've got Persephone floating in my cursor. Okay, cool. Oh, we're done. Are we done with combat?
The battle did end. I'm
Okay.
assuming she can't hear me. Can you hear me?
I can
Yeah, I
hear you
can
just
hear you.
fine.
What's that? Eridan's on the ground? Okay. I'm gonna race over to Eridan. And cure wounds on him. Oops, let's just. I don't think the spider can do it. Hang on 1 second. Cure wounds. The spider will just web you to death. There you go.
So those things flying back, they're like 300 feet away. But I heard my. There's your machine. I know it went a bunch of turns. Well, I wasn't waiting for that. I was gonna get on my knees and put my heads behind my head and Ilmac and try to like, taking me in type of thing.
Okay, that makes sense. And yeah, so Ilmac is gonna go ahead and come up behind him and be pretending to like subdue him as the Feathergale does get closer. But Ilmac is also going to dawn on him. He's gonna turn over to Eridan. And tell him to get that robe out with the feathers. I believe you. Who has it? Who did I give it to? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did give it to Eridan.
We just lost Johnny for a second, but
Okay. I'll wait.
it takes 10 minutes to take armor off.
That's what I'm saying. I think he should take it off and just we can put a different.
Well, they're gonna be here in like 2 turns, like they were last time. I don't think we have 2 turns to take off 10 minutes of armor.
So okay. You back, Johnny?
I am indeed back. Is Kyle here yet, or is Kyle still not available?
Don't know.
No response.
No, I'm here.
Oh, there he is.
What's up?
So we're going to shift to you for a moment. You are in the tower. It is you were going to be sleeping till noon. Somewhere around like 8-9 o'clock in the morning. A group of knights. Greg is not among them, but they are dressed in his attire. Come bursting into your room, swords drawn. You wake up to see a whole bunch of swords and spears pointed at you.
Okay, I'm not gonna move. I'm gonna ask what's going on.
The
And
knight commander walks into the room, which you don't know him actually, because you haven't seen him before.
okay,
Just 1 second. There's his name, Thurl. So he walks into the room and he says, I'm Thurl. Maraska. I am the Knight Commander of this spire and all who inhabit it, and you are under arrest for treason and murder.
Treason and murder of who?
Your allies were seen consorting with the Earth Cult, and you, having been with them, will be charged in the same.
I love this game.
So
I'm not
they will
gonna.
come into the room, and if you do not resist, they will shackle your hands and your feet.
Nope,
They
I won't
will
resist.
take all your equipment and lead you to the top of the spire.
He didn't hate us before. He's gonna hate us even more now.
Back to the other group. You guys, like I said, they're about 350-ish feet away. Actually, y'all may not have heard that. At the end of the last turn, or at the beginning of the last turn, they were at about 500 feet. By the beginning of this turn, they're about 350. They are certainly flying in your direction. Absolutely no doubt they're coming straight to you.
So I don't know when you DC, but I was saying before the turn order went by me that I got down on my knees and put my hands behind my head so Ilmac could be like arresting me.
Okay.
Wait, no, wait. Okay, no. No. That doesn't make sense because we just killed. Like they should see the bodies of these dead Earth cultists around us. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but I'm.
Yeah. Oh no! When they get here, just fucking put our hands up and we'll explain the situation.
Why would they? Why would they believe you?
Because we just killed these Earth cultists because they tried to kill us. That's
So?
why.
That doesn't mean nothing.
They're
You don't
probably-
know how. You don't know how the Earth cultist works at all. Like, you don't know if they're number one, if they are fully.
No, we don't. No, we don't. But we have a perfectly valid story as to where we got the armor. If it comes down to it, we could just take them back to the graves. There's no better
And say what?
defense than the truth. There's no better defense than
All
telling
right.
the
Keep it in character.
Oh my god.
So is that what you're doing? Is everybody gonna have their hands up, or are you gonna have Cro-Magus on his knees with him being treated as a prisoner?
I would say put Cro-Magus on his knees with his hands up, and the rest of us just all put our hands up too.
Okay, so a whole shit bunch of guys come flying in. Like I said, there are about 10 of them, 5 on giant vultures, 5 on hippogriffs. They pretty much they do land at about 60 feet away from you, in a kind of in a circle around you. They look a little bit confused at first.
Well, at this point, I would say.
Hang on.
Nope. Well,
They look a
would
little
we
bit
have it?
confused. No, you do not have a chance to say anything yet. They look a little bit confused at first as they're in the process of circling down, as they see there are obviously Earth cultist corpses on the ground, as well as the Ankeg. But at the same time, Cro-Magus is also wearing Earth cult armor. As they continue to circle down and land on the ground, they state out loud, one of the knights specifically states out loud, don't make any sudden moves or we'll turn you into pincushions. Now you have an option. The knight who just spoke says, I am, and you are under arrest for treason and murder and consorting with the enemy. Drop your weapons, get on your knees, and this can go smoothly.
Ilmac does put down his weapon, but he tells them we're friends of Greg's and this is a misunderstanding.
He says, well, that'll be sorted out once we get back to the spire. Hands
That's
behind
perfectly
your
fine.
head, on your knees, weapons on the ground.
Yep, Ilmac complies.
At least 3 other people.
Well, my hands are already behind my head.
You gonna put your weapons on the ground, or are you just gonna keep them?
I would, I guess, take one hand and grab the weapon and I guess put it on the ground and push it away from me because I'm already on the ground. So.
Eridan, Astrid?
Yeah, I'll put my weapons on the ground.
That you are being arrested for treason, murder, and consorting with the enemy. Get on your knees, put your hands behind your head, and drop your weapons.
Who did we kill?
Killed the enemy.
We don't know.
That's as far as you get before the first arrow thunks into the ground at your feet. He says, there will not be another warning. On your knees, hands behind your head, and surrender. Like I said, any further discussion will happen before the Lord Commander at the Spire.
Aaron's mouth is going to get us in trouble one of these days. And obviously, Ilmac ended his rage if it hadn't ended already.
Yeah, it would end when you weren't in combat.
I have a question for you. How would you picture a second wind occurring? Would it kind of be a visual effect, like a roaring effect, or could I casually second wind?
I'm pretty sure it would be noticeable. I mean, it could probably be fairly casual as in quiet, but if anybody is watching you, I would think they would know. I don't know exactly what kind of effect it would actually look like, but
Don't do it.
Well, I'm just trying to stay alive, but if it looks aggressive, then I wouldn't do it. That's basically what I'm saying.
These motherfuckers a question. Bend over, kiss her ass, and do what?
No, I was just wondering if second wind was something where I'm just like, like getting a second wind, or if it's like a aggressive thing. Because if it's aggressive thing, I wouldn't do it. If it was a non-aggressive thing, I would do it.
well, it's not necessarily going to be aggressive, but it would be noticeable.
All right, then I won't do it.
All right, so 2 of the knights dismount. Everyone else keep the bows trained on you. The first knight comes over to. Have you done anything that would indicate Persephone is yours, Astrid? Right, but did she do anything to indicate that it was hers, not just that the spider bent at its knees?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so before the knights approach, they will say whoever this creature belongs to needs to restrain it before we come closer.
I would whisper to quietly tell Astrid to please restrain Stephanie. Rope.
All right, I will. I'll lasso around her little abdomen there, and she'll. Exactly, she'll cuff herself.
So they will have you actually bind all 8 of her legs between the rope. So unless you say no, we'll assume that's what happens.
Like she's a skewer? I don't want to skewer my spider.
No, she's just, well, like she's bound. That's how they see it. So it's up to you. Like I said, that's what they take to do.
All right, she's bound up.
Okay, so they will walk up to Astrid first as the one near the spider. They will bind you and tie a rope between you and the spider. Next, they will walk up to Ilmac, assuming no resistance, do the same. Third, they will walk up to Cro-Magus, assume there's no resistance, they'll do the same. And they walk up to Eridan, the Feathergale Knight who is in front, spits right in your face, and then they proceed to bind you.
Oh, disrespect!
Well, he spit back, or he already spit, so.
Well, no, that's Aaron had spit on the ground. They literally just spit like on his face. Like that's fucked up.
Yeah, for spitting.
They will then take you to the mounts. They will pick you up and carry you in their talons back to the spire. Assuming no one tries to do anything, you will arrive.
My only question is, did they grab our weaponry and bring it with them?
Yes.
Okay, that was my only question.
So they take you to the spire and land you on it. This is actually the very pinnacle of the spire. There are probably 30 individuals on the spire right now. Some of them actually standing on the spire, and some of them being on the hippogriffs and vultures flying around it. Nobody actually says anything for a couple of minutes here. As you guys are settled over the edge, you can look down. You can see it's about 1,000-foot drop. Pretty sure that if you were to fall, you would not survive.
Did you say 1,000?
1,000, yes.
Yeah, it's a tall ass spire.
Well, actually, let me give you a little better description now that it's daylight. Not only is it a tall ass spire at the top of a mountain, but if you, as you're looking down to the side, you know there's that drawbridge that you come across, and the general assumption at the night when Ragnath came over it is, it must be like a crevice across the ground. That's not what it is, in fact, at all. The spire itself is not touching the ground; it's just floating, and there's a
Ooh.
drawbridge across the open area in between. If you look down over the side, you can indeed see that there is nothing holding it up.
You should be the last
Actually, you
person
probably
talking.
all are gagged at this point until the Theros comes up and talks to you. Well, he does know that at least some of you are spellcasters, so they're not going to risk it. I should have said that at the very beginning, actually.
Damn. You should not be talking.
Yep. So you're just standing there for a couple minutes. You're like, fuck, can we get something going on here? And as the minutes tick by, you're still just standing there and standing there and standing there. You're talking 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a half hour. You reach an hour and you're all just still standing here with nothing happening except there's a whole bunch of people standing around. And just a couple minutes after the hour passes, the Lord Commander comes up, the one that Kyle would know as Theros. Was that his name?
No, Theros was the name of the Earth dude that we just killed, I believe.
Yeah, no, that wasn't Theros.
They could have the same name, but that would be pretty interesting.
No, Thurl. That's it. Thurl. Thurl. Thurl comes up. He walks up the stairs. He kind of seems to be walking kind of slowly. You can tell something's weighing on him. And he comes on up to the top and he looks out over you guys and he's like, I'm very disappointed. Greg told me great things about you. I had high hopes that maybe you guys could even join the Feathergale Knights one day. And it turns out you're nothing but a bunch of dirty earth cultists. I ought to just kick you all off the side. And he walks right over to Ragnath and shoves him a little bit, but holds on to his rope so he doesn't fall. And lets you learn what it's like when you choose the wrong side. He kind of sets him back down and he steps back. He says, but my men who brought you here said that the circumstances around your capture were a little bit strange, even though you did engage them when you first saw them initially. When they caught up with you and had earth cultists come and help you in the fight. When they found you a little later, those same earth cultists were found to be slain and you were in the midst. So I'm going to ungag one of you here and I'm going to let them talk and kind of give me their side of things. So, and in fairness, to make sure there's no misunderstandings or nobody gets killed, if you are a spellcaster, nod your head.
I would not.
Would I count as that?
You don't have any spells, right?
Well, I have like lay on hands and stuff.
That's not actually spells. That are racial abilities. So no, those do not count.
Why not?
But
Okay.
but it wouldn't matter because Ragnath wasn't there, so he can't really explain what happened. He
That's
wouldn't
not.
know.
But that's
what he
not
asked,
what
though.
the pertinent question is. He's saying not if you're a
Oh.
spellcaster.
I'm
Type
gonna
in
nod my
chat,
head.
Okay, so that leaves only Ilmac and Ragnath who do not nod. He walks over to Ilmac. He removes your gag, and then he steps back again. 2 knights come up to flank beside you, and he says, "So why don't you tell me your story of events from the time my men came upon you until they came upon you the second time?"
So Ilmac is going to explain that after Greg left us, we did talk to Greg about the vultures, and we told Greg that we were going to investigate it. And Ragnath went off on his own to come to the spire. That's why he was here without us.
Okay, he holds up his hand to stop you for a moment. You see, there's a slight delay as he tells some of his men to go do something. They come up and they bring Greg up and place him bound and gagged along the side as well.
Oh shit! God damn it!
And then he looks back to you and he says, "Oh, they he was initially bound. Not bound. He was initially gagged. They leave him bound. They unbound Greg as well." And then he looks back to you and says, "Go ahead."
Elmac heaves out a heavy sigh, now understanding that Greg is also being considered a traitor, so that's not helping their situation any. He explained. First of all, he explains that Greg is indeed loyal to you guys. And
He just barks a laugh at that and says, "I don't need you to tell me about loyalty."
So like I said, he continues to explain. Well, like I said, we went to go check out this area where these vultures were circling, and then he explains what he saw, how there was, the dead bandits and all that, and then we saw the graves, and we dug up the graves, and he then explains that the reason why our friend Chromagus here is wearing that armor is because we found it, and he's going to tell them, specifically it was in, I believe it was the middle grave that we found it in. And like I said, he's telling them the location of where the graves were, just so that they could confirm it. In fact, they could take the armor and fit it to the dead person in the grave, just, for clarification. And, he's going to give details, as many details as he can, just to support their story, to prove that he's not lying about everything that was over there at the gravesite. He's going to say, we also found... No, actually, no. Actually, that might be a bad idea. He's going to leave out the fact that. Well, actually, no, because maybe they know. He's going to say, now in the graves we also found some robes with some feathers on it. He's going to say, in retrospect, I believe it to be a robe of somebody of you all's order. And he's going to say, again, this person was found at that gravesite. They were already dead when we got there.
All right, at this point, from down the stairs comes walking up an individual wearing robes that are pretty much identical to the ones that you're holding, though this individual is an elf, so these robes are a good bit smaller. And he walks over and says to you, Omak, who has the robes of my fallen?
He's gonna point to Eridan and say that he has them, or not point to him, but nudge to him, or say, my friend Eridan over there.
All right, he goes, reaches into Eridan's bag and retrieves the robes. Holds them up and he examines them, and he says, he walks over to Thurl and says something to him quietly, and then he goes to stand just to the side of where Thurl's at, and then Thurl waves to you. Continue.
So then he continues, and he says, the only reason why Chromagus was wearing the armor is because he thought it might be useful. He's like, I swear, he was like, I can only swear on my life and the lives of my comrades, we are not Earth cultists. We had no knowledge of who the cultists were until Greg informed us of who they were when we were trying to save the town that was being attacked by Earth cultists. So then he goes on to say,
he waves you to stop at this point. He says, hold on. Let me have my speak for a moment. And he looks at Greg and he's like, can you confirm any of what they're saying about acquiring these armors from the grave, or did you see them with the armor at any time? And Greg's like, I can't confirm where they got it at because they went off on their own instead of coming back to the spire with me. So what they did or didn't do, I can't say. But he does confirm that he had not seen the armor on Chromagus the last time they were together. And Thurl kind of nods. And he's thoughtful for a moment. And then he says, so you stated that Greg here told you of the Earth Cultists, yes, and the heinous acts that they commit.
Absolutely.
And at no point did it occur to you it might be a bad idea to go around strutting around in Earth Cult armor.
Well, he's going to bring Ilmac's going to bring up the fact that he did not realize that it was Earth Cult armor, and again, Cro-Magus put it on solely because he thought the armor might prove to be useful. But we did not realize that this was indeed Earth Cult armor, as we've never seen them before. We've only seen the creatures that they employ up until the point where your men attacked us, and Ilmac is going to state that the Feathergale Knights did attack us first, but that is because, I mean, now that we're clearing everything up and everything makes sense now, I understand that the Feathergale Knights attacked us because they saw Cro-Magus in this armor. So we were, or at least Astrid was only trying to defend herself or defend us, but we did get attacked first. We didn't attack back. Astrid also did try to communicate with the Feathergale Knights as we recognized them, or as we recognized you guys' armor, because he was dressed like Greg, obviously. And he's going to say that, Astrid we tried to communicate with them because we recognized them, but they were too high up and we could not be heard. But after the Earth Cultists came and attacked the Feathergale Knights, they did think that, again, we were with them because they looked at Cro-Magus and saw that he had the armor. It was at this point we realized that these men were Earth Cultists, and they tried to take us back to their camp. Obviously, being that we know who the Earth Cultists are, and we previously established that we don't agree with what they do, and that they are indeed our enemies, and yours for that matter. We were trying to concoct a plan to kill them and escape, but evidently our plans got botched because I was like, genius over here decided genius over here apparently thinks he's the only one that speaks Elvish. And then he said, and then so we got into a battle with them, and we did end up slaughtering them. And Ilmac points out that Cro-Magus did indeed fight them, and he was badly wounded. Everybody was badly wounded during the fight. He was like, I was the last one standing until Cro-Magus finally regained consciousness. And then after we slaughtered the Earth Cultists and their friends, I told Cro-Magus to take the armor off, but by then you got your men had came and got us, and here we are.
He says, so from best I can reckon from your story and the story of my soldiers, he brings out a map. He lays it on the ground over there near you. He says, he points at a spot. He said, this is the spot where Greg says the graves were. And I'm assuming you agree, yes? And he is pointing to the correct location. I mean, obviously his finger covers like a 5-mile radius, but
Right.
it is in that area.
But as best Ilmac can tell, that is where the graves are. Yeah.
Yep.
Then yeah, of course he's gonna say, yeah, that's where they are.
And he points a short distance away on the map, and he says, and this is where my men encountered you. And again, he's correct.
Yes, it is.
He says, so how is it that the second time they encounter you, and he moves his hand over a couple of miles, maybe a square on the map, and he points it here, and he says, how is it that we encountered you here after you had just met up with the Earth Cultists?
How much further? Wait, how much further away is it? Because we did walk with them.
It's a couple of miles. It's a few miles, actually.
Did we walk with them that far?
And you walked for an hour.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, if we walked with them for an hour, we'll just say that it took us. Like that's what had happened. We were trying to figure out a way to. First, we were trying to figure out a way to just to like slip away or something. He's just gonna not bullshit, but I guess just try to. Because I guess just speaking from out of character, none of us realized we walked with them for a whole hour. But like I said, speaking from in character again now. Just saying that we were just trying to concoct a plan to escape because we didn't know where they were taking us. And like I said, in the middle of our concocting our plan, Aridin decided to not be inclusive, and again, he apparently thinks he's the only one in the world that speaks Elvish. But I believe they overheard him, and they said they are imposters. Kill them. Was the words that left the Earth cultist's mouth before he met my Great Maul.
So you claim to be Earth cultists and followed them then?
No, we did not. They assumed Chromagus was an Earth cultist, obviously because of the armor he was wearing, just like you guys did. And he assumed that.
On that.
Give a what check?
Roll of deception.
Second.
Okay, he is quite certain that you are not perception.
Oh,
Deception, but
deception.
you rolled a 2 all the same. So he looks at you and he's like, it sounds to me like your story is full of holes. I brought you here and I've given you a second chance instead of just cutting you down where you stand. You're going to come and lie to me?
Ilmac is going to say, we have no reason to lie to you.
That's what I would think too, but I'm pretty sure you just did.
Which you
Your
do.
words just don't make sense.
Well, all Ilmac's going to say, well, at this point, he's like, I don't know how to convince you otherwise, except all you can do is just go check the graves to try to corroborate our story.
Well,
but
the problem is you actually are indeed lying.
how am I? Where did I lie?
Because Chromagus said that he was bringing you in as recruits.
Well, I was getting to that. He was saying that.
Right, but he
they
just said,
assumed
so you pretended to be Earth cultists and you said no. No, Mac did just say that. That's what I'm saying. He does not agree with your story because it doesn't make sense. That's what your deception roll is for.
Oh, I'm sorry. What he was trying to say was that no, Chromagus, they mistook Chromagus as an Earth cultist, and they assumed that we were his recruits.
And you're still lying to him. Because Chromagus did, in fact, say that you were the recruits for the Earth cult.
Oh, well then. I mean, it wasn't my intention to lie. I mean, if Ilmac knew, if Ilmac point blank is telling the truth. Like if it like, I guess just as a disclaimer, if I'm giving misinformation due to my out of character ignorance, like assume that Ilmac is trying to tell the truth to the best of his ability. Like it's not my intention to try to lie at all. If Ilmac knows better, like if Ilmac knows otherwise, is what I'm trying to say.
Ilmac knows what you know, though.
Yeah, I'll let it go. As a general rule, if I ask a question, either say you don't know the answer if you don't know, or because if you give me an answer, I'm going to assume that's your answer. But in this case, if you want to tell him the whole truth, then I will allow that to go.
Yeah, but like I said, that's Ilmac's whole point right now. He's telling the whole truth because, I mean, obviously, if we do lie, it'll be super easy for them to figure out. And like I said, all of our stuff is easily provable. The truth is easily provable. So.
Oh, actually, most of what you just said is not provable. That's the problem. That's why he has to question you guys instead of just being able to ascertain what actually happened.
Well, I was talking about like with the graves and stuff, but I mean, but yeah. I mean, the point is the truth makes the most sense in this story. Like, I don't know what sort of lie we can spin, but the truth makes the most sense.
Okay, so we'll assume that you did not, in fact, lie, and he just believes what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And he will say, so why would you choose to align with the cult of the earth after any point he kind of waves his hand at Greg? Greg already told you of the atrocities they commit. Why would you not just slay them where they stand?
Because we weren't sure. Well, actually, I'm not sure why. Well, like I said, Ilmac is again going to point out, I wasn't the one making the plan at that point. He was like, again, that was between Aridin and Chromagus. I just know that I needed to be ready to fight, which is what ultimately ended up happening. But he said, but I don't speak Elvish, so I don't know what conversations they were having. I just know that the two of them were the ones that were trying to concoct our plan of escape. So I don't know at this point.
All right, so he walks over to Cro-Magus first, and he says, "So this individual here is one of the ones who was concocting the plan." Yes.
Yes.
And then he points over to Airden and he said, "And that's the other one."
Yes, they both speak Elvish.
He says, "All right." He just kind of takes 2 fingers above his head and does a circling motion, and everybody on this platform draws their weapons. There's a lot of bows, a few spears, and the like. He said, "I'm going to unbind you two, or I'm going to ungag you two, so that you can speak. If the words I hear coming out of your mouth ever sound arcane, you will die where you stand." And then he
I
says, "Is
nod.
that understood?"
I nod.
Okay, so he unbinds the two of you, and he said, "So let me hear from you. What made you decide to try to team up with the Earth Cult instead of killing the bastards where they stood?" He's talking to both of you in general. He doesn't care which one of you answers.
I would say that we were trying to. First, we were under attack by your men, understandably so. Trying to tell the truth there, and also trying to tell the truth. Newcomers came on the field as I was gathering surroundings as to what was going on. During the combat, we thought it would be wise get a feeling for what's going on and who these people were. There was a little misunderstanding there as well. I wasn't sure. It took me a moment to dawn on me as to how they misunderstood this armor as well. As my companion told you, I found this armor. I thought it was better armor than my previous armor. And I would say that armor is still in my backpack. If you'd like to see it, this looks like it's a little bit more protection. I was just looking to have better protection. I did not know that this was the armor of the what are they called? The Earth Sorcerers or something?
The Earth Cult.
The Earth
Earth
Cult.
Cult. I did not know it was their armor, and still trying to tell the truth. And I thought it was just a few seconds as I was trying to speak with my companion here in Elvish because we were trying to take a gamble and try to make sure we were all on the same page. I thought it was 30 seconds. I guess it was an hour. And then I was trying to ask if everyone was ready to fight, and they understood us. So a fight ensued, and then you're said try and tell the truth, and then your soldier showed up at the end of the battle. And I thought at that point, since I didn't have time to take off the armor, it would be best to just surrender because obviously there was a misunderstanding.
And he says, "And why did you choose to go with them at all?" That's the part I'm not understanding. If you know from Greg's words, the type, and actually even from your own witness, from what I understand from Greg, the heinous acts of these Earth cultists, why would you not just kill them? Why would you even pretend to go along with them?
Well, at first we were trying to follow the tracks as to who committed the. We saw an odd scene at the graveyard with some dead bandits, dead of different factions, quickly buried people. We saw some tracks, so we were just trying to investigate. And then we ran into them. We were trying to debate if we would be well armed enough and prepared to make it all the way back to their lair so that we know where it would be so that we could return in full force.
And we also weren't sure how many of them there were. They were only showing 3, but considering that only 3 of them showed up and they scared maybe 4 or 5 of your men off, we we weren't sure if there were more.
He looks at you, Nard, and he says, "So, as best I can understand from my men, and correct me if you feel that there's some part that is not in alignment with what you believe, but from what they said, they came in, they attacked a supposed Earth cultist, and he just kind of nods his head at Chromagus. They were attacked back, and he nods his head at Astrid by one of your team in retaliation. As the fight continued, 3 Earth cultists showed up on the scene and started attacking my men. At that point, my men fell back due to the fact the numbers were no longer in their favor, and you guys then traveled away with the Earth cultists." Oh yeah, should be out of you. He just kind of barks a laugh again. He says, "Well, the fact you offer no resistance doesn't really bear much weight in this situation. You were outnumbered, 4 to 1 roughly, and we're all almost dead, as you yourself stated. So you really didn't have a choice there. So that part," and he just kind of waves his hand, "doesn't really have any bearing with me." He said, "No, I'm not actually accusing you of being an Earth cultist at this point. I'm trying to discern why you traveled with the Earth cult instead of just fighting them, and why
Yeah.
you retaliated against my men instead of just surrendering in the first place."
Well, I do just want to. Well, I do just kind of want to say this again, jumping out of character. Like I said, Johnny, I don't think any of us realized we were walking with them for a whole hour. Like, I'm pretty sure.
Well, even if we step it back to a couple of minutes, you still chose to travel with him, and that's his point of the point that he's making right now. The hour hasn't really played as an important part yet, though if it does, I will keep that in mind.
Okay.
I would just say that we couldn't make out who is firing at us from 300 feet up.
Okay, you can give me a deception on that, because we all know that's a crock of shit.
When they were first coming at us.
Yeah, no.
From 300 feet up, they were not first coming at you. They started off further than that.
I'm saying when they were first coming at us, we didn't know who was coming at us.
You just said 300 feet up, though, so discern. Well, let me step
Well,
back.
they were
I
3
give you
feet.
the same thing as Omac. Are you trying to lie, or are you lying on
I'm
accident?
trying to tell the truth. They were 300 feet up, but they were further away from us. Weren't they 300 feet up, further away from us?
Okay.
Well, you don't know how far up they were initially, but they were definitely
Okay.
further away.
Okay, so
only
when they were
did
further
recognize-
away, up in the air, we didn't know who was coming at us, so we took cover.
That is not the truth. You knew from the beginning that they were on the giant vultures.
Yeah.
Well, we knew the vultures, but that
Yes, because of the armor. Right. I guess. Okay. I guess, like I said, or like Aridin said, the reason why we traveled with them for that brief amount of time was because he started walking away from us. The whoever appeared to be their leader of the three, he started walking away without really saying anything, and we didn't necessarily want to break. We didn't want to break suspicion, or we didn't want to cause any suspicion at that point in time while we were deciding our course of action.
So I'm gonna look.
So he says,
Sorry.
okay, so the two things there. One, I still am not grasping why you traveled with them. That part is still lost on me, but we'll come back to that in a moment. We'll first start with when my men first encountered you. He says, so if you knew that they were the members of my group and that we had been together previously and that we indeed are not evil individuals, when the misunderstanding happened, why did you not just surrender?
Because we were caught between not just you at that
Initially,
time.
you were not. At least as my men explain it, when they initially attacked you, there were no other enemies on the scene.
So what is he asking? I'm sorry.
He's
Okay,
asking
well,
why you didn't surrender when the knights initially
Nobody
started
asked
attacking
us
you.
surrender. Nobody.
When there's
Nobody.
a misunderstanding, somebody has to be the first to speak.
I understand that. We tried to. Okay. Aridin says we tried to communicate as best that we could.
but then it went. Aridin went first, and he was hiding behind the rock with me, and then it was Astrid, and Astrid tried to communicate with them.
And
Then all of them went next, firing. All of them fired shots.
nobody
down
said
from
surrender. Nobody said drop your
Yeah.
weapons. Nobody swooped down and said, nothing. There was nothing but combat.
He nods and he says, correct. They thought you were Earth Cult. They had no reason to be kind or generous to you because the Earth Cult does not show that to us.
No,
If you were not, in fact, enemies, why did you not surrender?
because again, nobody.
we didn't know we weren't enemies because we didn't know the intentions of what was going on there.
So you do not consider us allies then?
We didn't get a chance to come meet you yet.
You did indeed meet Greg, who helped you in town.
We did meet Craig, and we thought we were on good terms. And then we had a misunderstanding of arrows flying at us, so we were defending ourselves because we were.
You attacked
we
us,
had-
and we weren't sure why. That's the problem. You
We
attacked
didn't
us, and
have
we did
enough
not know
time.
why.
To gather our thoughts, be able to, in that moment, think of the right action of opening discussion as we were trying to basically find cover and stay alive. Our first
And then he
instinctive
says,
reaction
he
was
kind
to
of
stay
cut you
alive.
off there, and he says, well, if you
You're
see
having
my
on
men
purpose.
coming, why would you hide?
Because we did not see
Yeah,
anything that looked like Greg until many shots had already happened. By the time I noticed that there was somebody who resembled a Feathergale Knight, it was already deep into the middle of combat, and communication was pretty much gone at that point. Can you understand that?
Can you understand that there's only one group in the entirety of this area that rides giant vultures?
No, because as you can see,
Yes, there is.
we picked up armor from men that.
No, I didn't say anything about the armor. I said the vultures.
No, I understand that.
Well, I'm new to this area. I've been here less than a week.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we wouldn't know that. We didn't know that you guys were.
Have you ever encountered anybody else riding a giant vulture?
No, because we were not.
Have you
from
ever
this
heard
area.
about anybody else riding a giant vulture?
Just Craig. But we don't know if that's a common thing around here.
And exactly, we
Well, you
don't.
do know the Feathergale Knights do what they do. We are indeed protectors of this land, and we fight in the air. At
And
least according to Greg, he did relay that information to you.
he did, but we do not know, as you can tell, whether it's going to be a feathered cap or a stone gem or whatever it may be that signifies some group for another. Most of us are still new to this area, so if you can forgive that minor ignorance, then perhaps you can see that if you look at the actions of what happened, yes, there were some arrows that were exchanged, but when you returned, we were half dead. At first, there was no time, because by the time we noticed, the person we knew, we were a very cautious group. We like to try and think out our stuff. When I noticed that there was somebody flying who looked like Greg, I tried to communicate, but they were flying off. And at that point, 3 other unknown men to us wearing who knows what, strolling up, telling us that, we're going to walk along and brushing me off and speaking directly to this person wearing stone armor. Again, the significance to us was lost. And by the time we got our heads on, that we were able to take action. When you returned, it was exactly what would have happened if we had a chance. It's just a circumstance.
He waves over one of his men who's on the side, and you can't really tell one of these feathered knights from another, but it is a feathered knight. And he walks over and he says, when we retreated at the advance of, this is not Thurl, this is the feathered knight. He says, when we retreated at the advance of the Earth Cult, even though we were in retreat, you still chose to fire upon us. If you had felt that there was a misunderstanding and that we were indeed allies, why would you do that?
Yeah,
We didn't realize it yet.
Ilmac is going to say, well, to be honest, I wasn't necessarily a proponent of that, being that we did,
I don't
recognize your Feathergale Knights. But Ilmac's going to preface this. Ilmac's going to say this. He's like, initially we thought you guys were allies, but when you attacked us, that kind of, put our relationship.
No, we didn't.
That put our relationship on the fence, because we thought you guys were friends at first, and at the time we were not sure why you were attacking us. I thought we had already established ourselves as friends, but like I said, at the time we didn't know why you were attacking us. So
No, we didn't.
What do you mean we didn't? We didn't what?
What? Okay, there was at no point did we think that they were. Is that okay?
No, we thought the Feathergale Knights were our friends just based on our interaction with Greg.
Yes,
Greg
but we didn't
invited
think
us
these guys were Feathergale Knights until it was confirmed that the one dude flew close enough for us to see. That's the whole preface of what we're saying.
Even with that consideration, they had already been close and were retreating and still got shot at. That's what he's pointing out here. This is what the feathered knight is pointing out.
I understand that. I just don't want Ilmac saying, hey, we're friends, but we decided to shoot you anyways, because then we're just going to get kicked off the side of the mountain.
No, that's not what Ilmac said.
Okay.
He's saying he thought that we had established ourselves as friends, but being that when the group first attacked us, we saw that they were Feathergale Knights. Did we not?
No.
Once they got close enough.
No.
Okay, never mind then. I thought that we noticed they were Feathergale Knights before.
There was one Feathergale Knight in the entire group. One.
Yeah, I thought they were the other type
They're
of people.
they're recruits or something, and it wasn't. And I made specific to ask Johnny, do I know that looks like Greg? Because all the rest of them do not look like Greg. And he said, yes, you would know that. But it wasn't until that dude got close enough was that a thing.
But I had already taken cover by then.
But they had already shot at us at that point, hadn't they?
Yes, that's the whole idea. The mistake was.
That's what I'm saying. So now that we know that they are Feathergale Knights, and now that they're shooting at us, that's what I'm saying. It confused us as a group because we did not at that time understand why they were shooting at us. We thought they were our friends, so why are you shooting at us?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
No, because then that doesn't make sense why Ash would keep shooting
him.
him.
He's like, okay, you guys arguing is confusing the fuck out of me.
Oh my god.
He walks over and he unbounds Astrid, who's been shaking her head and nodding this whole time.
The point is, the point that I'm making is that Astrid should not have shot at them when they were flying away. That's what Ilmac's saying. Like, it's like he realizes she did it. We know we shouldn't.
He just holds his hand up to Ilmac like, shh. It's this one's turn to talk now.
I'm gonna say I was totally confused in the heat of battle when Eridan said, "Hey, that guy looks like Greg." I thought they were talking about the stone-clad warriors. I was so confused, and when arrows were flying at Cro-Magnus and myself, I just wanted them to go away because I thought they were enemies. I didn't think they were the Feathergale Knights. I was totally confused. So that's my story. I feel horrible that we attacked the Feathergale Knights. Now knowing that that was you guys, I feel absolutely horrible. But I was absolutely confused when somebody said, "Oh, look, I'm sorry, I'm an airhead."
He kind of scratches his chin for a moment, pondering. And then he walks over to Ragnath and he unbinds his, or he ungags him rather. And he says, "So, you weren't part of most of this since you were here. So let me ask, why did you leave the group? Was it because you believed they were Earth cultists or some other evil entity, or did you have some other reason that you left?"
Fuck that, man. Get us all thrown off
We're all dead. Good game.
Rip us all.
Ragnath shakes his head. He says, "This group that I have been traveling with, though briefly, has not given me any reason to suspect them of such actions. I, however, separated from the group because I felt that it was of a higher importance that we come here before investigating some corpses off of the side of the road. People die. It happens. Battles happen. Things happen. So
He kind of nods his head in agreement.
I thought it was a higher priority for me to come here, and especially with the leeway
Jesus
not leeway, but the
Christ.
heads up of Greg coming here and vouching for us, I felt that was of a higher priority."
I'm gonna have Eridan jump off the fucking tower. I'm telling you, just
And that's
He
why
nods
I
and he
separated.
says, "I appreciate that you do indeed see the importance of hospitality and honor and all the things that go with being a knight." And he just kind of motions you to sit back down if you had stood up, or he turns it back to the others if not.
Yeah, I just fall silent.
He looks back to the rest of you, says, "It's hard for me to assess whether you're all telling me the truth or not. Some of your story just doesn't make sense to me, but it doesn't necessarily not make sense because I think you're lying. It just doesn't make sense that you could be so foolish. But I guess I have to admit that there are just foolish people in the world. It is certainly possible that maybe you just didn't realize the simpler things, and that this is indeed all a big misunderstanding." He says, "So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer you a way to make amends." He said, "And it's up to you whether you take this or not. And I'm not saying that if you choose to say no, I'm going to kick you off the tower. I'm just saying if you would like to continue to be friends, this is the action I will need you to take. If you choose not to, then you will be removed from the spire and instructed never to return."
Elbag quickly, well, not quickly, but or I mean, he does quickly in tone, but not sounding desperate. Just rather more willing to prove their innocence. But he says, what would you ask of us?
He says, "Well, there are a number of cults in the valley. It's not just the Earth cult. They are probably the most a highness of the group in that they have no qualms with torture and all kinds of horrible things that go with that. But there are also the cult of the earth, or the cult of the water, which is they have a base a ways from here as well, and even the cult of fire, who they're very brash in their actions, and although they don't do things like torture, they do kill without hesitation. So some of these cults are probably beyond your capabilities at the moment to face. But what I would need you to do is go and face the Earth cult and clear their stronghold of enemies. and return back to me with proof you have done so. And at that point, I will consider you allies.
Ilmac just kind of like grins up at him and just reiterates. So you want us to smash? So you're telling me you want me to smash some Earth cultists
Water cultists.
or
But
water,
yes.
or water cultists? And then he's like, "When do we leave?"
Oh, I thought you just said to go. The Earth would be the first ones to go.
If I did, it was certainly a misspeak. The
So the
water
water is the
cult
first
is
one?
what he wants you to
Okay.
go and fight.
Okay.
Like I said, Ilmac has the same response. When do we leave?
And I just want to be clear. You said cult to earth, water, and fire so far. So far.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct. Those are the cults that he
Suburb.
named.
And what is the name of this dude that we're talking to?
Thorough Maraska.
Can you put that in chat so I can make sure my notes?
That is how you spell it, right?
Right there.
Oh,
And when he starts saying that, I'm going to grin a little and be like, "Can you describe the armor, the mannerisms, please give us information with us being so new to this area. As much information as we can get helps reduce misunderstandings and allows us to make much quicker judgment calls in the future. Can you describe these water cultists?"
He says, well, the water cultists are probably the least descriptive of the group. He says they are, they typically dress like you would expect a normal person doing whatever they're currently doing would dress. They don't wear like the big stone armor of the stone or of the earth cult.
Any orbs, mannerisms? Do they have to pray at the middle of the night? Is there anything that we can use? No.
yeah, like if they dress normally, how can you tell they're water cult?
Well, he said you probably won't be able to tell. He said that's why I'm asking you to go clear out their stronghold instead of just kill all of them that you see. He said
Okay. Is
you
it safe?
probably should not just attack any random person you see without some prior reason to do so. But and as he's stating that part, his priest who's standing behind him kind of steps up and he says, if you get to the point you're fighting the true Earth cult warriors and priests and not just their
Water.
water cult priests and warriors, and not just their peons and their random mercenaries, these individuals can be at least sometimes determined by the swords that they carry. They are generally blades that look like they may be made out of bone or tusk or something, and they're serrated on the sides. It's not like any other sword you've ever seen, and you will most definitely know it on sight. He said, but if you're fighting the lower tier earth cultists or water cultists, you will probably not be able to tell them from average Joes.
Do you know if these special blades of theirs are magical?
They are not. Not to say that they couldn't be. One of them wielded a magical version of the blade, but the blade itself is not magical.
And
just the average blades.
And what have the water cultists done to garner such a malevolence against them?
Well, similar to the earth and the fire, they do go out and attempt to control portions of the Desarian Valley for themselves. And anyone who is in that area and is not willing to convert to the worship of the earth cult is dealt with in a very harsh and decisive manner.
Water.
Got it.
Are they known to waterboard people? No, I'm just kidding.
He says the other consideration of all the cults is that the numbers are increasing over time, simply because most people would rather follow a cult they don't believe in than die to say no.
Right. And just for clarification, Greg will be released, correct?
Greg will be dealt with in our own manner.
Ragnar kind of turns his eyes down and looks over towards Greg as a...
Greg just holds his chin up. He accepts his punishment without hesitation.
Alright. Well,
I would just like to add that Greg was valiant in defending, assisting the town,
Red Larch.
Red Larch. So please take that into consideration when you decide whatever just punishment to have for Greg.
He kind of looks at you and he says, I think you may be misunderstanding our relationship at this point. He said, I don't need your input regarding myself or my men or our castle until such time as you can prove that you are indeed allies.
That's understood. I was just trying to put in a good word for Greg because I just telling, what I saw.
And he waves, again, he just holds up a couple fingers and waves his hand and his fingers forward. And some of the knights from just the area around, up here on top of the spire, they walk forward, they unbind all of you guys, except Greg. Greg stays bound. And they return your equipment to you. As they return your equipment, you notice that all of your stuff is there, except Chromagus, the earth armor that you had been wearing is not among the belongings. Then Thurl kind of looks at the guys like he's waiting for something, and he sees that nothing else happens, and he kind of glares at the feathered knight who had brought you your equipment, and the knight bows his head and then brings you an additional backpack that apparently he was stowing the armor in and hands it over to you. The priest who had stood beside Thurl earlier signals for a couple of his initiates who leave and come back, and they bring up all the equipment that had been carried by the Earth Cult guys initially, and they lay that at your feet as well. And Thurl then speaks up and says, the Feathergale Knights are men of honor, and we return equipment to those who have rightfully earned it. He says, you slay the Earth Cult members, so their belongings belong to you. He said, and whatever you choose to do with it is up to you, but I would advise that you keep in mind that wearing the attire of any of the cults is very likely to bring upon you the wrath of all of the cults.
I'm when he says that, because I'm still wearing acid-soaked friggin' clothes, right?
Yep.
I'm just like, I'm gonna be like, so do you have any kind of clothes that it doesn't have anybody's signia or symbols? Like, I just need a shirt and some pants here, man. Ever since we were in Red Larch, I've been wearing these rags and they're falling apart, and I don't want to wear the wrong thing somewhere. So, is that possible?
He just kind of looks at you and he said, you don't have a spare pair of clothing in case they get destroyed or burned or dirtied? He just kind of shakes his head like, wow, what are these guys really doing even roaming outside of town? And he just kind of waves one of the apprentices here who goes downstairs and returns with just some pants and a shirt that probably are way too big for you, but he tosses them to you all the
Come
time.
on, you got elves here, Johnny. Come on. There's elves here. They can't give me some fucking
Oh,
elf
there
clothes.
certainly are elves here, but you are certainly not an ally at this point. You're lucky that they didn't just give you a pair of drawers and say, here, go forth and have fun.
So this other armor, do we know any stats of it?
You would not know just by looking at it, no. It is, I mean, as you can see from the picture, it is very protective armor.
You said that what's his name's that the Earth Cultist dude, his great ball was even bigger than mine. I want to go look at that.
His maul is massive.
Yeah, where's...
and it weighs about 45 pounds. It is a massive fucking piece of hardware.
45 pounds?
Yes.
And what... Did we not get the inventory updated? Because all I see is unidentified item.
You shouldn't have anything in there. Oh, the gems. I guess that must be what it is.
Well, if we're allowed to wear it, I would like to study it. Judge its effectiveness if we're going to be fighting people. So,
if you even attempt to inspect it, much less put it on, Thurl will definitely look at you and say, if you're going to not heed my advice and wear this anyway, even though I've advised against it, you sure will not do it in my presence.
Throw it off the side of the fucking edge, dude. Just...
And then he walks
Agreed.
down the stairs. And
All right, well-
his men slowly trail down with him, and you guys have this equipment here to do with as you see fit.
To clarify, they're only tripping off the attire, not the weapons, right?
Well, you have not noticed that the hammer appears to have anything Earth related.
Oh,
It is
boy.
not made of Earth. It doesn't have any symbols on it that relate to Earth, and nobody mentioned anything specific other than the attire.
Well, then I will definitely be picking up that hammer.
I'm gonna look at Cro-Magnus and say, throw that fucking... Like, wait, is it... It's not gonna land in anywhere, right? If he throws it off the side, like, he could throw it in... Is there, like, a moat down there before I say this?
No, it's just the ground is way down.
So, can I say, throw that shit over the fucking side, right? Like, and it's not gonna hit anybody, or it's not like a...
Well, I mean, I guess somebody could randomly walk down there, but I mean, it's not like there's a village down there or anything. It's just open, deserty type terrain. Well, mountainous type terrain.
Cool. Then that's what Airden's gonna look. He's like, throw that shit off the fucking side now.
I'm gonna say it defends us much better than my other armor, and someone needs to keep you alive, buddy. So when I'm not in the presence of these people, I'm gonna be wearing it.
Oh,
It's better protection, and I want to stay alive.
dude,
I understand.
we could buy
it's not
better armor.
diplomatic armor.
Throw
we
it.
can't buy better armor.
Listen,
I have 20 gold. The best armor. This is worth like 750 gold equivalent armor. I don't have 750 gold. I'll honor their, requests and not wear it in front of them. I understood it as a misunderstanding. If we run into a misunderstanding again in the future, I'll explain myself again. We're not going to wear it around them.
yeah, no more misunderstandings, man. Just
dishonor-
throw it. Just throw it.
Like I said, that armor protected me from a hit today and kept me alive longer. So
And
that we didn't
caused
die.
more
We were on the
fights.
brink of death.
No, the reason we had the shit we had today was because of that armor. No. This is bullshit. We all almost got thrown off the edge of this tower. We got our asses beat. We almost died in a fucking field. All over that armor. Throw it off.
Right now.
Throw it off. We don't need it. One hit was not worth being shot and beaten to death, or close to death, and then having these guys bring us back here and then have to tell a whole damn story, man. We can get you some regular fucking armor somewhere eventually that's not going to cause us to have misunderstandings on our adventures. That's insane.
We're fine spending a few out-of-game hours, several in-game hours on, settling a misunderstanding. Misunderstandings happen in life.
No,
You
I'm
can
talking to
discuss them,
Cro-Magnus.
Sometimes you don't.
I'm not talking to you.
Talking back to.
Okay.
So several times, we spent several hours clearing up this misunderstanding.
It's a waste of time, man. And
Well,
almost got us killed. That's fucking
I
stupid.
actually disagree because they flew us back here probably quicker than we could have got here. So I think in terms of, time, judging by the time, it probably saved us time. So
Did I fall? Did I die or did I pass out before Cro-Magnus did? I can't remember.
Oh, fuck. I don't remember either. Let me...
I'm pretty sure I
Hold
went
up.
down.
Actually, I'm almost 100% certain that Cro-Magnus went down before.
Good, and that's exactly what. Then Eridan's gonna be like, yeah, that armor's so great. We got shot at for it. We got fucking. You went down. I went down. Damn Spider went down. Everybody's down. Ilmac somehow saves the fucking day for once instead of throwing javelins. And you want to keep that fucking armor?
Well,
Throw it
literally,
off the side. And with that,
Literally.
Eridan just fucking turns around and he's just he's not conversing anymore. It's stupid. And I'm gonna look at I don't know, probably Ilmac and be like, what the fuck arms?
Literally, this armor protected me from a blow. I mean, you all saw it. And then, come on. Like, you need me alive to keep you alive. I mean, it's a mutual relationship here, man. I understand it's bad juju, but, sometimes you gotta wear the better stuff.
Fed up, and he, being in silent agreement with Aaron, he's gonna turn to Cro-Magnus. He's gonna be like, the armor or you.
Well, I don't have to tell you, man. I mean, the armor's pretty good armor. I mean, do you see this armor? I show Ilmac the armor. I mean, you're a soldier. You know good quality armor.
Oh,
You know good
God.
quality armor.
Ilmac is about to fucking punt Cro-Magnus off the damn edge of the tower. I swear.
I'm appealing to you as a soldier here now. Like, you were in battle. You
And
know
I'm appealing to you
how...
with common sense. I'm appealing to you with common sense. Throw the armor. Ilmac's also
What's
gonna,
the common sense?
Ilmac's also
Ration
gonna
me-
agree with Aaron. Throw the armor off the edge.
Why,
I don't want any more.
why would a soldier like you tell me in soldier terms why you wouldn't want better protection?
Because as a soldier, I know armor is plentiful. throw it over the edge.
I mean, I'm not as of a tall stature.
Crow magic! Throw the armor over the edge!
Wait, does Ashford say that? Sarah?
Yeah, I was just wondering if we could like put it in a backpack and only hold on to it. So
I
if we want
actually
to,
like to tell you this, Ilmac, that when we deal with the Earth cultists, I can again pretend to be one of them, and now that we're all on board and understand what it's all about, it could have some use to us. So,
Magnus,
fighting the
shut
water-
up.
Okay,
Shut up.
okay.
Ashford, what'd you want to say? I turn towards Ashford. I hear her start talking. Ashford, what did you want to say?
I was just curious.
She literally just said what Crow Magic said. In that
Oh.
game,
Ilmac, zip it. Astrid.
This is why I'm never in character. So, no, I was just wondering if we could hold on to it, like, in the backpack, and then use it to kind of, like, sneak into the, cultists' camp and kill them all. I don't know. But then, again, it gives Brian a chance to wear it, and then, I don't know. So, I'm conflicted.
Who's Brian?
Oh, yeah. I don't know who Brian is, that person that keeps talking over me. No, Crow Magnus. I mean... I don't know if it gives him an opportunity. I don't know if we can trust him with it. I'm wondering if somebody else should take the armor and hold on to it.
Yep. I'm going to look at Ragnath and be like, carry it, use it, or chuck it. Because if anybody's going to carry it, it should be you. Cro-Magnon seemed to think that this this armor is something else. So what do you think, Ragnath? Kyle?
Apparently, Ragnath is taking a nap.
Oh my god.
Well, then Ilmac will say, I'll hold on to it for now.
Wait.
Okay, we hear you now.
How dare you?
I had to unmute, or remute and then unmute, sorry. Ragnar says that he doesn't want anything to do with it all. He's done with the... Apparently this armor has caused everything that we've gone through. I don't appreciate being arrested for completely no fucking reason. And if this is the cause of it, what the fuck is a suit of armor worth all of our lives for? It defended you against one blow, congratulations.
Well, seeing as when one blow could kill me, yeah, that one blow matters a lot.
Well, with that, looks like we have a quorum. So chuck it over the side.
All right, we will take a quick 5-minute break here for anybody who needs it. Let everybody think through their thoughts, and we will take a vote when we return.
Alright. No wonder why you guys couldn't hear me. I was trying to talk through that whole thing. I just thought people were talking over me, so I stopped. It's like, what the fuck, man?
My 5 minutes is going to be eating delicious, yummy food.
It's not equivalent to what this armor is equivalent to me. It's like, let me just take your axe and throw it over the edge. Let me just take all your weapons and throw them over the edge.
Oh, well, it's like,
Armor
what,
is my
AC?
character. It's the most important thing to my character.
My fucking god.
I'm not gonna wear it around these guys.
Not around these guys.
I said I'm not gonna wear it around these guys. I already
Right,
said
but you're still gonna don it. If they ever fly above us, guess what fucking happens?
no, because they know we're wearing it now.
Yeah, but it's super. Like, okay, so
Oh
if we're
my
gonna
God,
talk,
I'm not even
if we're gonna talk outer character wise,
We'll do it now.
yeah, might as well do it now. I get the armor angle. It doesn't matter though. It's not even the metagame where you're like it's 750 gold. It could be fucking 5,000 gold at this point. But
Yeah, from a roleplay perspective, I'm pretty sure we're like they don't care about the cost of they see the gold. At least the rest of the group doesn't.
and honestly, the way that I look at it is there are other factions we don't like. Part of this is we don't have a lot of information. So like we know what the Feathergale Knights do. They seem to be pretty good dudes. There's a lot of these cults out there. What's to say that we can't get some badass shit from the the Knights in the future that replaces what you got, or we don't find something better down the road? But the
Well, when we run into it down the road, I'll switch to an equivalent or better down the road. We don't have equivalent or better down the road.
But you can't wear what you have now.
Why would we not take advantage of what we have access to us now? It's like when you run into cultists, right? And you find a robe, and you want to try to deceive the cultist, so you wear the cultist armor. Do you second
not the
thought? Oh,
same
we don't want to
thing.
be seen as cultists. It is the same thing.
No, it
Because
isn't. We're going against
because-
the water focus.
right, and why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't you want your cleric, who is going to heal the team, to stay alive?
Because it's
Better.
only one fucking
Hey,
AC.
hold on. I'll make it easy. Brian, if you want
See,
this to
now
happen...
you're going
Whoa,
metagame.
Brian.
I'm saying
If you
I'm
want
saying it's better
Brian,
protection.
if you want this to happen, you better come up with a really good in-character reason other than it's more whatever.
I did. It offers me better protection. That is a very good reason. I want to stay alive. Cro-Magnus wants to stay alive. You want to stay alive. You want me to stay
No,
alive. so I can
understandable.
heal you.
I got you. What I'm saying is when we get back in the game, you better have something better than it offers a little bit of protection. Because for the amount of trouble and issues it causes, that consideration is null and void. So if you've got something else that you can come up with for Cro-Magnus, cool. We get that it's better armor. However, it comes with all this extra stuff. Roleplay wise. So if you got a better angle, spin it. Right now, it seems like we're kind of thumbs in the air, but we'll see. I understand it's better armor. I get that part. For the metagame part, sure, put it on, we'll sneak around, whatever. But with what happened today, and what it comes with that sort of stuff, and the in-game consequences for it, that's why that is why we are where we are at.
All right. Well, I will wear the feather robe, their order over it, so that it looks like I'm from
Dude,
their
I don't
order,
care
so
if you go
can't
talk to
see
the
it.
big guy to ask him if it's
They won't let
okay.
us don their armor.
What's
Yeah,
that?
I don't think
They
we
won't
should
let
wear
us
theirs
don
either.
their
Yeah.
armor.
Well, we have that armor.
Pulse
We have
armor.
that rope.
No, we gave it up to him, didn't we?
He
Yeah.
did
They
take the
gave-
robe.
He took the robe.
They didn't give us back the rope.
It's theirs. Their dude died.
Yeah, seriously, they took it from him, or they took it from us when we pulled it out.
Can I wear a cloak over the armor?
Well, a cloak wouldn't cover the armor. You have to go with a robe or something.
Can I wear a robe over the armor?
You can wear a robe over it, but there's no way it would be completely indistinguishable. It would definitely help from a long distance, but you would also need to cover your head because a part of the armor is also the helmet.
Throw him off with the armor on. Problem solved.
That's what I just said. Just kick him off.
Can't sell this armor. Nobody's gonna want to buy it. One, it's not the value of this armor. It's the defensive properties.
Like I said, I'm all down for the conversation, but it's got to be something pretty heavily weighted that helps our group. So far, it's not there. Dude, if the wand I picked up had some fucking signal on it that made, people hate me or some shit, you know what I mean? Like, okay, well, I'll hide that shit now. But these dudes already told us, And it caused all of our stuff today. So, like I said, if you've got a better roleplay angle, hit it up and do it. But so far, it's chuck it off the side.
I think it's a good angle, but
We can see you typing. We don't hear you talking, Sarah, if you're talking.
Okay, thanks. Sorry, I keep getting DC'd, so. Alright, cool.
Same for you, Kyle. We see you're green, but you're not. There's no words.
No, I haven't said anything. I have nothing more to say.
All right, I believe that is time. Is there anybody who is not here? I know we had Sarah, we had Chromagus, we had Aridin,
I'm right here.
and we have Ilmac. All right, so resume your discussion. If you
Right
would
now,
like to
percentage.
try to talk between you about trying to decide what to do, then you can continue to do so. If you would like to put it to a vote, we can do that as well. Just let me know what you want to do.
All I'm going to say at this point is that Ilmac is only okay for Cro-Magnon swearing it specifically to sneak around in the camps. Otherwise, no. And that's only if we come to a group decision of whether we want to keep it solely for that purpose. But other than that, no, Ilmac doesn't want him wearing it for any at any other time. To be that everybody's quiet, I think Johnny, I think you should just go ahead and throw out that vote.
Well,
Well, let me make sure everybody's. Is there any? You are here and able to speak, right, Cormagus?
Yep. I would say that Philmac said that. I would say, yeah, I'm not gonna wear it anywhere near any public people.
No, I mean, period. That's the only time you're going to wear it is if we go to the Earth camp and we decide to try that first. But after that, like after we're finished with the Earth cultists, then like
So
we're
you
not
don't want me to have? I ask him. You don't want me to have better protection when we're fighting other enemies that we
It's
know
not-
are enemies?
He's gonna say no. I don't. He said at least stop with this because it's not worth the trouble.
what I'll say is it seems that there are cults and they have all sorts of different things like and if we were asked by the Feathergale Knights not to wear or to use, the swords from the Cult of the Water, or eventually maybe we become friends with them and they understand that we are using these equipment as equipment and not as some sort of symbolism of who we are in the future when we're friends with them. It's possible, but right now, man, like with all the shit that's happened today, it's not even worth it. Throw it off the damn side. Put it in a friggin' in a box in a room, just for now. Until at least we're assuming that like we're going to continue to work on our. Everybody here wants to try and be better friends with the Feathergale Knights, right? Yeah.
Yep. They're no joke.
Yeah. Cormagnus?
I mean,
I think they gave it back to us because they know it's protected properties rather than throwing it over the edge or destroying it.
oh my god.
So
No,
they would think
I believe.
that if I don't wear it in their presence, they're fine with it.
Well, you want to go ask them that.
Sure.
That-
I would ask them that. Sure.
That's up to you, but I would rather throw it over. I believe they gave it back because they're honorable. Ragnath?
Right.
Yeah? You would know these kind of
That's
people.
what he said.
Yeah. I don't think they gave it back because they think it's going to help or hurt us. I think they gave it back because it was part of the property that was found with us. The same as they took back the armor that we found from those graves. Even though we found it, it was theirs. So that the property was returned. I believe that that's what matters the most to them. So, again, I would rather throw it over the side. If you really want to keep it, kind of like what Ilmac said, it needs to be mission essential. It's not to be worn every day. It's not to be walked around with. It's not like we're going to go downstairs and you're going to put it on. And if that was the idea, then, in the future, maybe we could speak to the Feathergale Knights about, them, but you potentially wearing it, but I don't believe they're going to let us. I believe it just is a symbol of evilness to them, and no matter what happens, they're not going to see it, so.
In my eyes, as soon as we don that armor again, that is confirming their suspicions of us conspiracizing with the Earth cultists.
Unless we talk to the Lord Commander and see how he feels about it. But we already know he said he doesn't want us wearing it in his presence.
And now it's not the time. He's told us what we need to do to prove to him. Now it's not the time to be talking about a piece of armor. Throw it in a bag. Let's go. Like, we have another mission to do. I feel that we should be trying to learn from these people and talk to them and gain their trust and go on this adventure to show them. I don't think we should be sitting here talking about. With that, Aridin is kind of sighs.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
All right. So is that the agreement? You will not wear the armor unless it is predetermined that it's the time to do so, and that you will head over to the Earth Cultist stronghold, or is there something else that I missed?
Water.
Water.
Yeah, water.
Yep,
Water. Can we take a long rest first? Because some people took quite the ass whooping in that last fight.
I imagine we gotta take a long rest outside of their place.
No, come on.
No, no, can we talk to somebody to say, hey, can we?
You cannot
rest?
stay here.
Oh, we can't.
I don't think we could. I don't think we could stay here.
We can't.
Like that at all.
We can't stay here until we gain their trust. Okay. Well, then, can we ask them? Is it, or would the Fettergale Knights allow us to camp outside without any hostility?
But I mean, you're not enemies, so as long as you don't do anything aggressive, you can do whatever you need. You're just also not allies until you can prove you are.
Of course.
Can we see another map of what the bottom would look like? Like, so we're not going to be able to talk to anybody as we're escorted out of here, right?
Yeah, you can talk to people. I mean, I don't know necessarily what, or you don't know rather necessarily what they might have to say to you, but the majority of the people here don't hate you. There will be some of them who will not speak to you because they were in the group that got shot at, but for the most part, most of the people here don't have a reason to hate you.
Okay. Okay, well, first, we're good with the armor, right? Sticking it in a bag for now?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wear it. I'm not gonna wear it around them. No.
No, in a bag. Hand to Ilmac or Ragnath.
Do you want to take it or do you want me to?
I'll take it.
Okay.
If you're not gonna let me keep the armor in my pack and put on my other armor, then I would depart from the party. If you guys don't want to trust me with armor, when I'm not even wearing it,
It has
if
nothing.
I'm not gonna be able to have it in my possession, then I wouldn't want to be with this party. I would.
No, instead you fought with us about when you can wear it. Why
Yeah.
would we trust you with it?
So it takes me, what, 10 minutes to put it on? I don't understand my character having the armor.
Oh my god.
So what's the problem, Cro-Magnus?
My character wants better protection.
Okay,
I
Cro-Magnus,
understand
not
it's
Brian. Cro-Magnus, what is the problem?
Cro-Magnus wants better protection.
Well, then we will find you some better armor. at
Yeah,
some point
we will.
that isn't Earth armor.
And I will wear this in not in the presence of anyone.
No, we've all voted that
is
that's not
of
happening.
them.
We've all voted
Well,
that's
then
not
I would
happening.
then I would leave the party. It makes no sense from a tactical perspective.
Cro-Magnus.
We are
Cro-Magnus.
would say that I want better. There's no reason why my character wouldn't want better protection.
There's no reason
He
why you
doesn't
can't
feel. He doesn't. He understands there's a misunderstanding. He understands it's disrespectful to wear it in front of these people. He understands that we're going to do this mission to earn the trust of these people. When I'm on the mission, far away from these people, an hour away from their camp, there is no reason why my character wouldn't wear better protection. There's no reason.
You're basically saying, let me wear armor or I'm leaving.
That is what my character would do because
that is such an. No, that isn't what the character would do. You are
Hey.
controlling the character.
This
No,
stay in character.
Please.
If there's going to be out of character arguments, then we're gonna have out of character arguments, and we're gonna settle it permanently. Or we can keep it in character, and we can all try to have fun.
I'm saying my character would want to